and go to.
Working West Coast now, I'm starting to drift back that way. Like I don't get to sleep till 1, and I wake like 9:30 now.
That's about how I'd sleep.
All right. So, welcome to the 67th session of the Roses Are Red campaign. As we are rejoining the Roses in Senton, where they have just had dinner with Lord Jenkins and informed him of their success in slaying the Black Dragon, as well as giving him a little bit of info, but not a lot, about the ruins of Yalagair and their interests in the what do you call it? Treaty peace talk organization of that interaction between the Antlion Empire and the Orc settlement of Lund, and how they imagine that would play out and what he's looking for in that, as well as some feedback on the political kerfuffle that is Largo and his string of assassins coming out of the Nokiri Empire, and what they hope to do about that going forward. So, from what we left the last session, and I know you guys have been talking about it between sessions, there is a little bit of, I think, still some ironing out what happens next here, and what your next action to take might be. Given Jenkins' information and advice, he still suggests you wait at least another 2 weeks, maybe 3, before actually going to Lund and seeing if they've settled down over there. But he did ask for your help and at least doing some reconnaissance, letting him know if it is a viable proposition for him to go and make initiate the talks about any sort of political negotiation moving forward, and what how Lund and Antlion will interact into the future. And also, he just told you that he's not really interested in figuring out the socio-political ramifications of what's not going to happen for another 60 to 70 years.
And that's good news for us.
Yeah.
What I took from our flurry of text messages over the last week was that we will be kind of role-playing through different scenarios per character for the next in-game 2 weeks, and then heading to Lund. Am I wrong in that?
That's my takeaway too.
Okay.
I know I'm going to go to Kylo, if I can. And it's actually kind of a good thing Uhtred's not here for this session. I don't know if you mentioned you can go to Solomon.
I'd like to go to Solomon to just check in on a couple things and see if I can long-term rent a place there.
Yeah, maybe start getting the seedlings going.
Yeah, put down a little
See if
bit.
you can find a druid or wants to.
Yeah, I will kind of. Yeah, I'll try to find
That'd be
a
good.
nature person and talk about. I will try to talk with some people about the Heartwood, but then also I want to be in pretty frequent communication with you, if at all possible, about the child.
Do you want to come to Kylo with me?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll come to
I
Kylo.
think that's good because I don't think you paid my parents before you left.
Okay.
I've been kind of thinking about that the whole time. It's kind of the whole reason I'm hanging out with you. This guy owes my parents like 5 silver.
You're right, and compounding interest for
How do you
like-
want to continue this conversation? Because I'm becoming uncomfortable.
So yeah, I'll go with you, but then at some point maybe just spend a couple days taking care of some loose ends in Solomon, checking in on my 2 companions, yeah, that will be brief. So I will come with you to Solomon or to Kyle.
Okay.
Would you gentlemen be interested in a third person to piggyback and be a fly on the wall for all these conversations?
Yeah, definitely, man. I was gonna say, like, what does your guy feel like?
Just watch, see what happens. I feel like typically where Largo goes, there's some kind of shitstorm. So I just want to, kerfuffle, be there to watch the kerfuffle.
Inappropriate thing to say, but okay.
Buffle.
I mean, you kind of have taken up the mantle of Juro as his bodyguard at this point.
I could totally see like gnomes seeing kerfuffle as like a really derogatory
I'm definitely with that.
term for the
Yeah.
stuff that happens around them.
We can make that decision now. Yeah, kerfuffle is like, kerfuffle's a rough word for me. You don't
Okay.
you might not know that yet. You might not know that yet.
I'll just refer to them as Largo situations for now.
A thought has popped into my head. We could visit the tomb of Juro and get the hat of disguise and do some reconnoitering around Lund. Just putting that out there.
It's not a bad idea. Maybe Bort could do that.
We could send Yanni and Bort is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Those are two guys that they could like walk in, no big deal, look around.
I like that.
How can they get in? Is it sealed? Would they be able to get in?
I imagine Lund's like an open community. Like it's...
No, the tomb.
The tomb?
Oh, the tomb. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mirok can make a door in the tomb.
Yeah. Why?
Well, the thing is-
them.
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah.
if you make a door in the tomb, you're going to ruin all of the mosaic artwork that
Frescoes and stuff.
the
I mean, but it's not on all sides, right? Like I imagine, like the back of the Vietnam Memorial is not also does it also have dudes' names on it?
it's in the middle of an open field. It's not like up against a wall or something.
What about the top of
It's
it?
an
Can I
all
run
around.
into the
I
top?
imagined it
Once you
as
go
like,
underneath,
as
underneath.
like a semicircular thing. Yeah, I mean the roof. Either way, fine. I imagine it as like kind of like a semicircular thing that kind of with a wing out and a wing out from the mausoleum. The mausoleum is the central point. I could see, mausoleum would have frescoes like all around it.
I can dimension door
Mm.
Yeah, or
into it,
yeah.
grab the hat, and be like,
Oh, the gentle repose wore off. Gentle repose wore off.
and it's like puke in the grass.
I got to tell you, I left a decanter of endless water in there, just set on a humidity spray. it's like a arrows in there.
Change the filters.
But voila, these people are dead. They don't know it yet.
Actually, I imagine, Mirok would know enough about all this. He probably laid him on a bed of salt or something to make sure that it did not turn into a horrific.
I like the idea of me going in there and being like, ah! Ah! You just hear me through the storm. Ah! Ah!
Yeah, I'm fan of. All right, yeah, I like.
He's a really tiny guy.
Just like thick stone, you can barely hear him. It's gonna work.
And just apologize. I'm sorry.
Because that mausoleum was the fort I built when you were being assassinated.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a traumatic place for Largo.
It is, but I'm down to go back in there again on a big way.
I like that idea of.
Do you have non-detection? You don't have non-detection.
I do not have non-detection, but I do have obscure object.
No, I'm just saying for yourself because you're probably getting scribe on at all times.
Oh yeah. I don't. Yeah, I have obscure objects, not obscure Largo.
That's a good idea.
What if we just put like a blindfold around you?
I feel like there'd be a will save associated with it. Just as a player, I feel like I'd be asked to make a save.
When someone scries on you, they're not seeing through your eyes.
Yeah.
Like a sensor, an invisible sensor appears in your vicinity focused on you.
Mm.
So blindfolding Largo is just going to blindfold Largo.
Yeah, and like when we scried on the Green Dragon, like they became aware of it. So like there's a potential for you to become aware of it.
Given my abilities, I would think that I would have the opportunity to know.
An exceptionally high perception check might notice it.
Yeah.
If you can see invisibility, you can see it.
Okay.
And that is why the dragon is just say it.
Well, I'll have to get a new headband.
Hey, Dan, just out of curiosity, is that like for anybody's perception or just the person being scried upon's perception check? Like could me or Dakuta, anybody see it if we just like rolled really well?
Anybody could see it, but it's going to be a little bit more obvious to the person who's being, well, it's going to be harder to notice if you're not the one being scried upon.
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay. So like Yanni, would you rather do the espionage with Bort and the hat of disguise than be
We're going
Largo's
to, right?
Bagman?
Yeah, I mean that sounds neat. Bort would probably want us to go get his Gerog Daryl as well.
Yeah, we gotta
Very
go
true.
get my buddy.
Very true.
And I'm asking you to come with me for a day if possible to help seal up the dome. And we could grab him then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Seal, what do you mean by seal valve? There's 2 trees in there that are beautiful.
Yes, and I have to be casting. Oh, thanks. I have to be casting some kind of light spells too.
Daylight.
Which I don't have, but I can.
I mean, maybe Largo looks into that while he's in Solomon.
Yeah.
And then, so I think I'm trying to think order operations. What do you
Right.
guys think? I think you going to Solomon's at the head of the line. I think us going to Juro's tomb is probably number 1. Because
Yes.
that lets them go do their thing in one.
Yes.
Once you're done in Solomon, you and I can go. While he's in Solomon, you and I can start sealing things up. You can dimension door to Solomon or into the dome.
I can dimension door into the dome, yes, but I
The
can't.
mausoleum.
Well,
No, the Dakota
I
dome.
can't. I'm not.
Oh, the Dakota
I
dome.
can't teleport. Dimension door's like 500 feet.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to be TP taxing some.
Okay, yeah. So then, like, it'll be the tomb, Solomon. We wait. You come back from Solomon. We do the dome. Then we go to Kylo.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have to be able to get him.
Oh, you have to go to Solomon to get him. So you're saying?
I'm thinking.
You can't go to Solomon. I can meet you in the woods or something.
Well, you could take the disguise-a-majig.
That's a good point. You could put the hat. I mean, but they're elves.
It's a very magical place. It's
Yeah.
a dangerous proposition for I think you to.
I mean, I'm not in trouble there.
You got stabbed.
That's correct.
That's true. They're in trouble.
That is exactly what like a teenager would say.
I think we give you like 8 levels, and that's probably true.
That's a good point.
I would-
travel.
Dakota, you at least are aware that you could probably teleport in near Alorn's place and not be in the immediate vicinity of someone who's going to want to fuck with you. Because
Right.
the rest of
I
the
know enough
Mysterium,
spots there, I'm sure.
the rest of the Mysterium gives Alorn a wide berth. They're like, they don't want to, you know.
He's a marked dude. It's like he's got an animal hanging around him. He's into some shit that they don't want to be a part of.
Yeah. Well, and like he has a considerable amount of authority, and the rest of the Mysterium, like he's an archlord. He used to be a prince. He used to be one of the ruling class, and he used to also be the head of the Mysterium, the arcane school in the city, and he is beyond those positions at this point, but retired. So,
Yeah.
like when you are, the president of the United States, you don't want to wander over too close to the guy who's the super president of the world.
Yeah.
Even if that
Or
super president of the
attacked.
world is technically like hands off. So they don't want to be reminded that they are not as in control as they think they are.
Barack Obama.
No, he's Howard Town. He's Howard fucking Town. I was president. I'm doing a different thing now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So yeah, he's they just
How long do you need?
want to pretend he's not there.
Oh, I need a couple days in Solomon. That's it.
Okay,
just
so
wanna
I can
procure
drop
my-
him off.
Yeah. I think we get the hat. We let Yanni and Bort go do their thing. Then we 3, we go to Solomon, we drop him off. And then you and I can fuck off and go do dome stuff until he needs us.
It'll be 2. Just
Where are they
give me
going
2
again?
days.
They're gonna go to Lund.
You're
One
going.
problem. I don't speak Orcish at all. Is that a problem?
What?
Well, the idea, like Jenkins mentioned, like figuring out if it is a possibility that he could be there for the peace negotiation in Lund, So I think the idea is like sending 2 guys to just kind of blend in and look around and look into security of the place. I mean, you're a martial character. I feel like you would do really well with all this. Ward is a stealth character. But like figuring out ooh, could we secure this area? Who are the players? Who's starting to consolidate power? Who's not? Things like that.
We should get him the hat of disguise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And with Bort's considerable
I was going to
charisma.
say, otherwise, I'm going to feel pretty uncomfortable.
The only concern I have is someone to recognize the board.
So does
Maybe-
the
I don't think they would.
Bort can make a disguise check.
Okay.
Can he?
Yeah. He has it is a trained skill, and
Okay.
he has a considerable charisma.
Does he have points in that skill?
No, but he can make it it doesn't have a star next to it.
Disguise.
So it's not trained.
Right. I'm just so like he can only
plus
add. Yeah, he can only have plus.
Yeah, I mean that's considerable. He has a I mean he feels on top of the world. He's got his new hat. I mean everything's gonna be
The
fine.
worst case scenario is Yanni picks him up and runs out of there at
Walks
60
feet, yeah.
Yeah. 60
bye,
feet.
Daryl?
And I think the whole
Yeah.
thing with Yanni is that orcs are a very warlike people. I think that Yanni got his tongue ripped out in a bar fight, and Yanni is an orc who doesn't speak.
Can my disguise-majig hat make that happen?
Yes, yes, it can.
Yeah.
Wait, are we getting Daryl to go with them?
Yeah,
Is that
Daryl's
part
part
of it? Okay.
Daryl might be the biggest liability, but I like that.
Yeah,
I've got big plans for Daryl.
it's a title. Daryl Garrod.
Hi, Daryl.
Supreme Daryl Garrod.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's a couple of things here. It's like a day's travel from Senton to get to the mausoleum.
Yeah.
And you guys left Garog like about a day's travel south of the ruins of Yalagar. So like these are things that are not, depending on where you're starting from, where you're going to, you might need to teleport to these locations specifically.
Yeah, I think we were kind of thinking that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that you weren't like, oh, let's just go to Yalagar and pick up Garog because he's not in Yalagar. And let's just go, we're in Senton, let's just go hop over to
I
there.
kind of remember where he was, so I could probably scry to make sure he's there, which would give me a better chance of
Yeah.
TPing close to him, right?
We also have 417 platinum coins that we found in there to the end of this travel. So
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time this Saturn view has come to that hill and stopped.
it's either Chinese food or drugs.
Yeah, 100.
Oh man, I could eat some Chinese food.
Come
And possibly do drugs. I don't depending on the drugs, but definitely the Chinese food.
I mean, you're only an hour and a half away, man.
That's incorrect.
I think we're in Charlotte.
No, I live in Wilmington.
Oh,
That is very incorrect.
yeah, you're probably like 2.5 hours away.
I was thinking like 4. Do I drive like a granny? What's going on here?
No, it's at least like 5.
Yeah.
Wilmington.
Asheville. Here we go. Moment of truth.
That's fine.
Yeah, 5 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm on the way.
On the way. Where do you like drinking beer in Wilmington while we're waiting on our Chinese food?
That is an interesting question. I rarely leave the house, but I went to this place last 2 weekends ago. It was called Tap, and it was like pay by the ounce.
Oh yeah, one of those.
They have it's like 70 some taps. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's in like an old like granite stone building. It looks like an old post office or
Yeah,
a bank.
like 2 levels.
Yep, I've been in there. I know what you're talking about.
I went there. It's a little pricey, but I feel like any
It is.
pay by the ounce place is. I think that's just
It's a good place to try a lot of stuff.
The
Yeah.
main thing with those places is it's questionable how often they clean their draft lines. I can't speak for one in Wilmington, the one in Asheville. Not cleaning their draft lines.
thank you. Now I'm gonna go vomit.
No, you're fine. It's the flavor.
I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else I've been recently.
I really like Wrightsville Beach Brewing. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I do like going there. Did they have all the lawn flamingos out last time you were there?
This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, this is a relatively new addition. Just an ass ton of flamingos in the
I
front
don't
lawn.
remember that.
Did you
now.
pause? Y'all get all this. All our fans.
Yeah.
Don't forget to what is it, Trevor? Smash the subscribe button or something. I'm messing it up here.
Smash that like button, dude.
Smash that like button. Make sure to turn notifications on.
No, they say hit the bell.
Hit the bell icon. Yeah.
Trevor doesn't know how to use Instagram, so don't ask him a lot of questions about social media.
You know, like I know you, I know you hear this from every YouTuber, but it really does make a difference. So, if nothing else, just smash that like button.
Smash that like button, support that, subscribe.
Don't forget to share.
Join us
Really
on
does help us
Patreon.
out.
We have a great Discord.
Pop it on our Patreon. Twist it over on our OnlyFans. Just until October, though.
Oh no,
It stops.
they turned that they repealed that.
Yeah, there's one reason for that website.
Yeah.
Yeah, like porno being like, we're not doing this anymore. It's like, then what are you going to do?
It's like
think
pretty
they-
much OnlyFans was because Patreon didn't want porn on their site.
Reasonable. Give people home to do cool shit.
I think they only said they were not going to do porn anymore just to get people talking about it and get the free advertising. And then like once everybody was on it, be like, oh yep, just kidding. We're not canceling that.
I wondered about that same thing because, like, how do you make a porn site more well known? You say it's not going to be a porn site, it gets a bunch of attention, and you say, no, we're still a porn site. Like, have that same thought.
And everybody's like, yeah! Nothing changed, but yeah!
No, I think there was legitimate, pushback from their, processing, their payment processors, saying that, because there is some information saying that, there's some bestiality on there. There's some,
I would not be surprised
questionable
if there's underage stuff.
There's some questionable underage stuff, and the payment processors are like, we don't want any part of this. You got to cut it out, and and OnlyFans is like, well, we can't check everything, so let's just do a blanket statement. And then probably what happened is every single one of their creators said, fuck you!
Yeah, I mean, that's literally.
We are leaving! And they're like, oh, we don't have a business if we do this.
Yeah. And honestly, neither does TikTok. So
I go there for the
TikTok
articles.
accounts link into OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I just go there for the articles.
Yeah, I read the article.
I read the news,
That's the thing that is pissing
Like,
me off on Tinder more than
Substack.
anything else is like half of the profiles on Tinder are just like their Snapchat and their Instagram.
Yeah.
And then you go to their Snapchat or the Instagram, it's their OnlyFans.
Respect the hustle, Dan.
No. You can hustle someplace else. This is a dating app. People are on there to date.
So you don't want to subscribe to my OnlyFans?
I do.
Hey, I wasn't talking about you, man. You send me that link.
You will smash that like button.
No, I'm sure Jake's OnlyFans is just all beard content, which I am actually.
Yeah. It's like, so I'm trying out my new beard butter, guys. It's looking good, feeling good.
Oops, I slipped.
That would be really funny.
You know where else this
Start
beard butter
OnlyFans
works
account?
good?
Or it's just like, I treat it like YouTube.
Just like in the middle of it, he's just like, so like while we're doing this, it takes a lot of skill to manicure this beard in this mankini. But you know what else takes skills? Skillshare. That shit.
This video has been graciously sponsored by Audible.
NordVPN.
My actual website was created with Squarespace. Right. Okay.
Come Bob's.
It is kind of fucked up that the cook's the only one actually ate kebab in our party.
It's on theme.
It's kind of our thing.
All right.
Okay,
So you guys are planning and proposing.
That does look good.
I think it's rabbit. Rabbit.
Eastern Carolina gray squirrel. Caroliniensis.
Huh?
Not to sound too redneck, but I haven't had any squirrel in a while.
Come to my house.
You can't start with that.
They are fat and slow at my house. Seen the big squirrel last week, actually. Fell right out of the tree. Maggie didn't know what to do. She was just out in the yard screaming. She's like, "What is this? What is this?" She picked it up, put it at the base of the tree, and like watched the mountain.
Oh yeah, nice.
Okay.
They supposedly make pretty good pets.
I always wanted one as a pet, but no, thank you. You have to like massage the urine out of their bodies.
Wait, how do they piss without you then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should.
Does it take 21 seconds?
You gotta do that up until they're like fully grown. You gotta do it the whole time they're a baby. Fuck that. No way. So
Is that what their parents do for them or something?
I have no idea what they do with that nest. I'm saying a baby squirrel fell into my lap. I've always liked baby squirrels. Of course I Googled like, can I have this as a pet?
So then you had to milk it.
I'm not into any of that shit, dude. Like people are like, oh, I love to have a pet fox. It's like, no, you don't. They have no bladder control. They just urinate constantly.
Hashtag OnlyFans.
I said only fox.
What does the fox?
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
So we're going to get the hat of disguise,
We're gonna go defile the corpse of our former ally. Let's go do it.
and then we're going to immediately go to Daryl. Do you have like 2 rapid castings of?
I can. Should be good.
Okay.
But how many people we got going?
5,
Perfect.
and then 6, including. Well, they're going to walk to 1.
Yeah. I mean, we don't.
So you guys taking this whole trip without Butchard?
I think we leave Uhtred. But
Red would be 6. I think
And
Uhtred
Otis.
should just not be involved in this whole like us helping his child thing.
yeah, for
But maybe
sure.
just up until this point, we should. Yeah.
No, I think we leave him in Senton. Right, we're in Senton right now. We leave him in Senton.
Are there bars in Senton? If there's bars, I'm sure he's fine.
That is a very good point. That's an excellent point in Gallery Races.
I can take 6 people with me. Any more, we'll need they'll need one of those things. Right. All right.
6? No.
It's +1 creature per 3 levels. Oh. I can't do math.
Okay.
+4. Shit.
So 5 is our number.
Well, I can do, well, then I gotta do like maybe 3 per.
Yeah, if you leave Uhtred behind, you're good.
Yeah, I think if there's, to John's point, we said, yo, we're gonna go do a bunch of clerical annoying bullshit. If you want to be a part of this, he's gonna choose hang out in a bar.
I think so, because he usually about falls asleep during those anyway.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Let's check in with him. Uhtred, we're gonna go do some things that are, just we're gonna get our poop in a group before this one thing. We're gonna take this time. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do?
I assume he wants to go back to his bar.
Mm-hmm.
If you're asking him what to do, what he's going to do, that's what he'll want to do.
we want to just teleport back to this bar.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go all the places.
Okay.
Who is driving?
Also, by the way, what's the name of your daughter?
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay. I don't think you've ever told us.
No, he hasn't.
Okay, well, I have a 30. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Oh, I thought that was his. Okay.
Ismelda's the wife.
Yeah. Cool.
They never got married.
The girlfriend.
Mirlock, did you just unlock a tragic backstory? Is that what that roll was for?
I don't really know how tragic it is based on how Uhtred has handled it so far.
That's my handwriting.
Oh,
I didn't write that.
No, yeah, I know, but like, I'll tell you later, yeah. Tell you later what's going on with the big boy.
Complicated.
He rolled a 30 diplomacy check to turn over a piece of paper.
That I had in my possession.
Just out of curiosity, Dan, what would have failed that check?
I mean, if he didn't, like a 30 was good enough that Uhtred didn't question why he was suddenly being asked. If it was a terrible roll, Uhtred just wouldn't have told him, and I wouldn't have turned over the piece of paper.
Yeah. I like that.
All right. So maybe that's first order of business. Dakuta, if you want to do the honors. I've taken our big friend back to his big bar.
I've been there playing contract.
Yeah. Many times.
So I want to roll low on percentile.
I think I always want people to roll high.
Okay.
Just so we're always aiming high.
Aim high. Oh, 90.
Nice.
Wait. 90. No. No, it's the other way. 29.
Pretend
20.
the other way.
Okay. That's. I mean, you've been there several
It's
times.
about a quarter percent.
Where exactly are you intending to land?
The back of the bar behind
Okay, so like in the storage or the alley or something like that? Okay. Yeah, so you arrive there just fine. I will say, I would assume that if you're going back to Penrose, Bort's going to want to go. And he's going to want to go check in on Erica.
Okay.
So
Bort's coming.
like that takes like about an hour for him to go do that. He drops off a claw or something with her.
Where
Let's check
is
on
the
some
place that
too.
we've been getting rid of most of our stuff? Who's good at getting rid of stuff? Bort or
Bort?
so I'm saying
Largo and Dakuta made the inroads.
Bort can get rid of low cost items. If you want to get rid of
something
something
this too. We got like
expensive?
5 spots or whatever. If we're gonna do this, we could dump some of the stuff that we've got that we want to get rid of, right?
Okay.
Do you want to do that or no?
Granted, just to be meta, last time we did that, it took all session.
I know. Maybe we could do this quicker somehow.
If it does, I'll just take a nap. No worries.
Largo's coming.
Like, what stuff are you talking about?
We've got a wand of mending. I've got a scalpel +2 survival.
Okay, so I
I've got.
You were going to give that scalpel to, what's his, Brick, I think is his name, right?
Juro? You're talking about the grave guy?
No. Wasn't the Blood King witch feller in the basement?
Brick.
Brick, yeah.
Brick, yeah.
Brick. I mean, could we drop this shit off Brick? Brick does all this stuff.
I wouldn't be opposed to asking Brick if he wants to take care
Well,
of
I mean, the wand of mending is, I think, about 350 gold pieces. The scalpel is like 200 gold pieces. These are Bort, Bort's black market items. The stuff that you guys thought, like going and talking to the Mercane, you're talking about things that are like minimum of 5,000.
Okay, cool. So we just give it to Bort. Bort shows up, gives it to Teak, collects any money that Teak might have, puts it in Bort's secret stash.
What things specifically are we giving to Bort?
The wand, your old headband,
Yep.
and the dagger. The dagger, not the dagger. The
Uhtred took the
A scalpel.
+1 Falchion full iron. I got a number of things with explosive rooms, but I don't think those are a sellable things.
They're one of those things that you don't want to sell them to people who want to buy them.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
They can be useful.
So I think we just take those to I forget the Nakiri Empire, right? Whenever we go, Largo's like, here, read this. I wrote this for you.
Yeah, the explosive rooms.
There's a sign.
Start blowing
That was
people up.
Prism headband? Okay. That one is one that you might want to take to Laura's
Okay.
because it's definitely going to take a while for Bort to offload it.
Yeah.
Because it's a 4,000 gold piece item.
Yeah.
So it's at the high end of what he'll be able to offload. But to Laura, there's a good chance she'll just buy it from you outright.
Okay, cool. So we do that. So I'll come along.
Yeah, so can we somehow fast forward through this in a way?
Okay. Yeah, you go. Bort goes to speak to Erica. You drop off the Wand of Mending and the Scalpel of Survival.
Cool.
At Bort's Black Market little back door.
How's Teak?
Teak does not do the black market. He told Bort he needs to hire someone to do that because he is not going to blow his cover as a
Bort's
child
not
to
really a
run
good
Bort's
horse.
Black Market.
That's why I asked, because I know that Teak is not happy. If Teak's still there, he's not happy.
Oh, he's not doing it.
Okay. So whatever child is there, I give it to the job.
I have to get children
There's
to go
nobody there.
There's nobody there. So how is Bort going to handle this? How does he do it?
You're gonna have to ask Bort.
Okay.
I am not gonna role play this thing that he has consistently just
All right.
not done.
So I'm just gonna stash it. I'm just gonna stash it in a corner very stealthily. And I will roll a stealth check to do that.
Wait, Bort has like a brick and mortar? Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, he does have a brick and
Does
mortar.
he have a brick and mortar?
He's working out of the back door of the Hounson's.
It's a wand and a scalpel. Why doesn't he just hold on to it?
Honestly, those aren't horrifically like horrible. You could sell those to Telora too.
All right.
But if you sell them through Bort's thing, you're gonna get a better price.
Let's just do it through that then, and then Bort will figure it out when Bort is here. But right now they're stashed. I got a 37 on my stealth check to hide them somewhere around that area where I thought I would see Teak. Also, mental note: I need to fucking talk to Teak. But Bort's not going to do it right now. I'll just tell Bort that he should be mad at Teak.
I just want to make an observation. I'm totally fine with everything that just happened, but you got to make the assumption that Bort's going to make more money off selling it on the black market, and we're never going to see that money.
That's true.
Collective unit.
Maybe we should just go with 4. That way we can get it done.
Bort already took the items.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done and in the past, but I'm just like, yeah, we're never going to see
We're
that.
going to net him like maybe 400 gold.
Yeah, but he took them. It's gone. He's like, oh yeah, I can. Oh, no worries.
I mean, it's just like at this point, what he's going to get from those are not going to be enough that you guys are going to give a shit. It's not going to matter to you in the grand scheme of things.
He just says he can handle it. He takes it.
Well, according to Yanni, money is the root of all evil. So
We love that about you.
So how much are we getting from Telora?
Largo.
Yep,
give me
I
a-
roll in and I
I say, Laura, it's wonderful to see you. How you doing? I have this headband you may be interested in. It seems as though I'm not as good.
It's like, okay. But it's a 27. 27.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
It's like your voice is really low and it's got even lower somehow.
She's like, what? What? And I just hold the headband on.
Maybe you like to inspect it yourself.
Yeah, she'll give you guys 2,200 gold for it.
2,200 gold. I take that.
A little bit better than 50%.
I put it into the whatever treasury we may have. I don't think Largo is. He has personal wealth, but he knows this is not an aspect of that. So.
I've been tracking it for a while. I'm sure it's not here, but everything's gone. Everything we've looted since February. A little confident.
Is there anything else that you have? That's all the ones I had that were unspoken for.
I think we're good.
Okay. So then Bort goes and does his stuff.
We drop a Nutrid and then
Drop the nutrient.
pop them back to something. To get the boys. I imagine like Murak and Nutrid is at a bar drinking and they're asking him more questions in a
So I'm bopping
reasonable
back.
ways. Like, hey man, who's Triffin? I heard you mention that name before. Who's Triffin?
That's my brother. Fine dwarf. Good man. Helps me out in hard times.
Older or younger?
Yes. He's one of those two.
I understand. I almost say I make a comment about little dwarfs aren't as educated, but I know well enough not to.
Yes. Yes, he's definitely one of those two. That's nice.
Honestly, I feel that is how Uhtred would have answered that question.
Yeah.
What about your daughter? She's working.
Yeah, so I'm just asking like.
Oh, okay.
background.
We need to save her. Okay, gotcha.
I very slowly and delicately, as we're talking about his family and what's going on, I, connecting the dots. His daughter, Cephie, is in Kyla. My parents are in Kyla. And I asked Uhtred if he would like her to be moved. And off screen, Glenn and I have talked about this. Glenn said like, oh, fuck yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
So, it's not going to move this guy's kid without letting him know what he's doing.
Okay.
Cool.
Next stop.
Next stop, Centene. Centene to get Yanni
And then to the Tomb of Juro.
into the tomb of Drew, and I'll roll inside of the. I think this. Excuse me. And that's exactly how I'll play it if we want to.
Oh, I think you should like roll
Okay.
to like not
Okay.
nauseators.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I
roll
mean,
it,
there might not be breathable air in
Fair.
there. So
And
TP.
you're short on the
Just pass out
gases
and
and decomposition. They're just
Not that great either. 23.
You're fine.
Oh.
So you wind up back in Centene. It takes you probably another minimum of 20 minutes to round up Yanni. And just because you didn't land,
Right.
you landed in Centene somewhere. I don't think there's any place in Centene you were very familiar with. Maybe the waiting room at the Goldenrod Estate, but you're not permitted to just teleport in there.
Ew.
All right.
So
Bam, and you hear a coffee table get knocked over.
Ah, shit.
So it's going to the tomb, Dakuda plus Yanni, Bort, Murak, and Largo.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I clap Uhtred on the back and I nod at him. I leave, so he knows what I'm going to be doing.
And back to Centene. And if we're at the tomb, fortitude save?
Well, first,
Mhm.
I want you to do an intelligence check as you're trying to teleport or
Yeah.
dimension door into a space that you know exists, but you can't see.
Totally. 9.
All right.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, okay.
Give me any die roll high low. You want to roll high.
10.
So you guys see, Largo standing next to the building, and he goes to the corner, and he goes back to behind, and you see the bamf, and then you hear, ah! And he gets shunted out of the side of the building.
Can I try it again?
You ended up inside a wall.
Okay.
Well,
Take a little bit of damage.
it took 2 points of damage.
All right.
I
Okay. Looks like. All right. Let's try that again.
You get one more.
10 on the intelligence.
Okay. You make it inside.
All right. Cool.
Now do fortitude save.
Okay. Fortitude save. My fortitude save ended up being a 13.
All right. Yeah. I mean, seen death, you've seen rot. You were in the middle. It is.
And he
foul
wasn't in that
here.
great a shape to start
No,
with.
he wasn't.
Honestly, that kind of is a benefit.
Yeah.
He dried out some before you interred him, so he wasn't quite as juicy. There wasn't
was well
as much to
preserved.
rot.
A fine jerky.
But yeah, no, it smells bad. You know, there's bugs in here.
Yeah.
He did. We had to cast spells to stop that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, it is a little bit of a mess getting the hat off of his head and then putting pieces of the scalp
Hair
like
comes with
back onto the skull.
I had a 20% chance of freaking out, forgetting to grab the hat, but I roll a 46,
Okay.
so I get the hat and I go.
Do you look around for anything else while you're in there?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying this guy that shit ton of stuff on him.
It's like one of those,
We don't look for that.
Most of the stuff that's on him, the rest of you can't use. Like half of his stuff was exotic weapons.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, I'm out. I'm like,
Oh, that's intense in there.
the hat's like one of those dreadlock hats that had the dreadlocks attached to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Largo, could you do me a favor and press to digitate that bad boy before you
Yeah,
hand it over?
yeah, all the bugs kind of slough off.
It is his hat of disguise is a jingasa.
okay.
It's like a reed, you know, conical flat Asian style hat.
What the hell? What is this thing?
but you can make it look like whatever you want. That's just, he's saying that's what it looks like normally, right?
Yeah, but I don't know magic. I can't just make a hat look like something that ain't a hat.
Yeah, you can.
The most important part is that you believe in yourself.
Just put it, yeah. You'll figure it out.
What did you say this thing was called, Dan? I wanna catch a glimpse of this.
Hat of disguise.
No, like the type of it, the style.
You know, like,
It's a jingasa. Jingasa.
who's the, Mortal Kombat,
Yeah, Kowlin. Also Raiden, but
Raiden, that's what I was
guy
saying.
who throws his
Raiden.
hat and cuts
You know
off the head.
Raiden's hat?
Yeah.
That's it.
So I'm thinking I just want like a straw hat. Just like an old farmer, like rice paddy straw hat.
Just as soon as you put it on your head, it turns into that.
It doesn't change him at all. No, yeah.
Right, you just misinterpret. That's funny.
Punches shit. He runs fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't do magic.
It's a hat of disguise. I disguised the hat as a chicken.
Riveting.
Kuda says, make sure you tie the little thing pretty good there under your chin so it don't fall off.
Yep. Good point.
In case something happens.
Hey, Dan, do I have to take off my headband?
No.
Okay.
The headband slot and the hat slot are two separate slots.
It's more like a tiara.
Awesome.
Yeah.
High people outside.
So yeah, I guess I just wish I'm in work and I wear this hat and I'm in work, right? Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Dakuda can explain to you the intricacies of the activation, but yes.
Sweet.
I like that you just like put this hat on after it came off of the corpse's head. It's still got like bits of scalp and
You said you pressed the digit.
Yeah, I
Oh.
thought the
never mind.
Uhtred still has that armoire. We just pucked it through there.
Yeah, Uhtred has that arm worn Pentarose.
It's still on his back.
He's got a waiting at the bar.
He's sitting at a bar stool.
So Yanni's an orc now. Mirak walks up and he asks, he's like, "What's your orc name?" And then he punches you really hard in the dick.
I thought you were
You say, "Ow!"
Ow, what the fuck? I don't know.
Alfsteffel.
Ow, my
I
balls.
cannot fathom a universe in which Murok can land a punch on Yanni.
That's true. You probably would. I'm just gonna tell you to come up with a name.
Like Yanni flexes and his dick punches your fist.
I'm yeah, I'm just gonna tell you, come up with a name. What's your name? What's your orc name?
Biz.
Biz. I look at Bort and I go, Bort, what's his orc name? And if Bort tries to come up with anything,
Clyde.
I say it's Biz.
Biz buddy.
And I think
No, I'm pretty sure Bort's like Clyde.
I start immediately talking down up at Bort. And I say, I get what you're doing, but you can't roll into an orc village with a guy named Daryl and Clyde. This is Biz. And you find Garog while you're there, he's got to be Garog. I'm really just trying to hammer that point home with Bort.
I understand.
Okay, Bort. Cool.
And then Bort goes, but no talking, Yanni. Don't fucking talk. Okay? I do the talking. And then I point to the hat.
His hat?
No, my hat, the turban.
Oh, right.
I'm still wearing what Largo made me.
He might not want to be dressed that ostentatiously.
He is very good at being cool.
He's very
Right.
charismatic.
Ross comes up with very complex ideas that don't have a lot of grounding in D&D reality, so I'm trying to go with that.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Would Bort be able to teach me just a few orc words? Like I know I can't learn obviously the language, but just some like words to look out for.
If you're just, alrighty then is Mukhtar. And if you laugh, just say kek.
My biggest concern is an orc gang, oh, fucking kill those guys, and I know that I'm going to get myrtleated. That's
You guys should probably have like a keyword or a sign that Bort can tell you in case things are bad.
blueberry pancakes.
Biz, you don't have a tongue, buddy. You lost the tongue in a fight with another orc.
My ears work. I can hear words.
Do you guys have
Yeah.
a similar language that's not orc?
All I speak is common, right? Common, celestial, and Terran. What's a Terran? I speak it. I don't know what it is.
Like earth-based creatures, like earth elementals and that shit, that kind of shit.
I can talk to rocks.
Correct. Congratulations.
You can talk to the earth elemental that lives on Otis's head.
Holy shit. Okay, well, I made a new friend today.
We wonder why you've been talking to the dog.
The dog can talk.
It's true. I still suggest you guys have a couple keywords like red light, green light, red light kind of thing.
Yep, I would agree with that. Let's just do those.
It's a red light.
Like if they say kill those guys, he could
Okay, if we need to run away, Bort say, let's fucking book it, because that sounds like something Bort would just not screw up and say anyways.
Bort has the clever idea of being like, I'll look at you and I'll go, oh no.
Something terrible happens. Bort goes, oh, nerds.
You do realize if things do go bad, the first thing he's going to do is vanish.
Correct. Well, me and Garog.
we decided that the safe word if something goes wrong in one is, oh no.
That was Bart's suggestion.
That's Bart's suggestion. I think we go with that. How do you feel about that, Yanni? How do you feel about, oh no?
I think I'll catch the gist of it.
Okay.
Actually, I mean,
Mm-hmm. That's more like it, buddy. All right. I mean, let's go get fucking Daryl. Hi, Daryl Garog.
How many people we got going?
Largo sees no reason to go.
Well, okay.
How long would Paragon, or not Paragon, I'm sorry, Blessing of Fervor extend a 10-minute per level spell?
What?
So if I a 10-minute per level spell, so 120 minutes. If I did Blessing of Fervor, it would make it into.
It would double that. If the spell is a first or second level spell.
Yeah, it is okay.
Also remember that if you guys don't go with Dakuda on this teleport, then he's got to waste another teleport just getting back to you.
Oh yeah, we should just go.
So I'm gonna go. Yeah, we'll go with them. And like right as they set off for Lon, I'm gonna touch Yanni and Blessing of Fervor, comprehend languages, Orcish over the next 240 minutes. Yanni, you will understand Orcish, which won't matter.
That won't even get us there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can talk to Garog and Bort along the way in Orcish, or that you can understand them talking Orcish. You can pick up some words.
I would say save your spell slots, bud.
No, I'm doing it.
Okay, we're doing it.
Gone.
I don't think I'm going to use comprehend languages today. It's fine.
All right, sweet. Do we want to scry Garog?
Is comprehend languages something you can cast on somebody else, or is that personal?
Oh, my bad. It's personal. Never mind.
Now you know you did it, so you can understand.
Can I comprehend languages and then teach myself the language and just like?
No, because you just understand. It would be in Dwarven in your own head. You wouldn't hear the other language. You know, like you've got a babblefish in your ear. It's doing the translating for you.
Okay, never mind, Yanni.
Yeah, do we want to scry? It's gonna take just a little bit, like takes like 10 minutes. No, it takes an hour.
Yeah, I think we got an hour.
I'm
Okay.
just a construct, man.
He was very right about that, especially in this world.
Okay, spend an hour just double checking.
Before it looks at his construct swinging dagger and goes, "I will kill time."
For an hour, Bort's just like stabbing at the air. Finally, Dakuda says, "I'm ready." He's like, "I did it!"
Charismatically stabbing at the air.
That is a good level 20 goal for him. Just like, I'm going to go kill time.
And then he just never comes back, and we're like, I wonder if he did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I scry.
Okay. Oh man, I can't wait to see what kind of roll Gara gets on. We'll see.
He did.
There he is.
Garag's never mind.
You see him? He's
Okay.
sitting next to a big tree. He's got he's just like keeping a fire going.
Okay.
You can see like some bones and stuff.
So I study the surroundings and all that kind of stuff. Then we'll TP. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
29. I've been 20 this whole time.
Okay. Let me check for that one. That one's. This one you have the least amount of familiarity.
I think I scried. Ways that have to look at it.
Scro.
I screwed.
Man,
Scrode Rider is a race of aliens in Werner Vega's
you're
universe, and they're the best.
Thanks.
They're just little plants.
Barely.
Riding around
You're
on go-karts. Scrode. I screwed him.
Scrotum. I hardly know him.
All right, so you arrive in the swamp, and Garog like hops to his feet, reaches for his weapons.
And then I emerge as Bort. I'm like, Garog.
Nice.
You have the power. Say his name.
We're gonna go to Lund, buddy. Come on. You see this guy? He's an orc.
Okay.
All right. Hey, see you guys later.
I'm already
We
expecting
just
my
start,
starting to.
And we just start going.
All right. In this case, Garog's kind of leading you guys since he actually has an idea. of
Lead the way, Garog. It's just weird. Yeah.
Who are you and what did you do to my chief?
So yeah,
Maybe I call him Hi Daryl.
I mean, yeah, I think you're leading with Gerard, but it's still Daryl. Makes first.
Okay. So, and then you've got one more teleport in you.
I've got 2 more. Plus, I could do 3 more if I want to up it to level 6.
All right. So where are the 3 casters going? Now that you guys have offloaded the lame marshals.
Yeah.
Time to party, guys.
I really imagine.
Let's go
like,
break the universe.
Yeah, like these
Let's
2
mix potions
hulking
together.
orcs heading off into the mist, and just one of the orcs just like looks over his shoulder and like a slightly concerned.
No, it's like, this isn't cool at all. I would be that orc right there. What am I doing? Make sure you double check my hat.
Now it's a Napoleonic. Yeah, I think we teleport into Aelorn's vicinity.
I would do ascending first and tell him
It's fair.
that I'm going to borrow his outside space.
Okay, so that's another 5th level spell, right?
Yeah,
All right. So then when you teleport, you're actually going to be going into your 6th.
that's fine.
Just wanted to be. You're using all your
I
big
know.
stuff, so
I know.
I want to keep track of it.
I know.
Hopefully we don't get into like
Yeah.
a fight.
Yeah, it's open.
I just tell him, me and a couple of my friends are teleporting into Solomon and dropping them off, or dropping one off. Hope you don't mind if I use your backyard
That's pretty
or your courtyard. I don't know.
Piazza.
I would know a more specific namespace that I feel would not be intrusive.
Okay.
That you said.
He responds. Wait one moment, and then you feel a new sending spell sent to you, and he says, "Who are you bringing specifically?"
Mhm.
You can aim for, this location 50 feet from my front door. If you don't hear back from me after you reply, then you can come.
Okay. It's just us 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I say Largo and Mirok.
And you don't hear anything back.
Really?
I'm a Vavasor.
Well, I mean, he doesn't want, his front yard turning into Grand Central Station with any rando person
Right.
that they could have decided to bring along.
This is my friend. His name's Thad. He brought killer weed. I forgot to mention Thad. Uncle Dad. You're my Uncle Dad.
Let's roll a 29 again.
I rolled 6.
Ooh. We're not going to Solomon. Largo's all ready, like cinches his pack down. He's like, oh, here we go
Can
again.
you use an action die in any way to not fuck that?
I don't think I could get it up that much. What do I need? Could 2 action die? Because I gave 1 to Largo for his killing 10 joke.
All right, give me another D percentile die.
Another. 11.
Dude.
I know.
Okay.
You guys need to warm up.
I grabbed your food out and I said, you've been drinking. You've seen the ads.
All right.
Right.
We're doing
Yeah.
You just need to teleport us again from wherever we got to.
You roll a D8, please.
This is fine.
2.
You teleport and you find yourself in the woods somewhere.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Hold on. Come on. Come. Okay. 22.
22.
Okay.
Tower.
I'm gonna use an action die before anything. I know that don't help a lot, but 26.
Okay.
Got me about
You
25.
didn't need that.
Huh? I did.
You did need
Oh.
that. Yeah. So you arrive, outside Aelorn's house, and
Jeez, I've got my fucking backpack all strapped in. I'm traveling Largo.
So
Wow. People don't dress up when they travel.
I'm assuming we discussed this beforehand. Where and when? How's the pickup going? Or
2 days from this particular moment.
Mhm.
Like there's a main road to Solomon, right?
You're in Solomon.
you're in Solomon.
but I'm just
inside
saying where we meet.
You're in the west quarter in the Mysterium, where there's the
right here.
temples and the.
Okay. Yeah, I think meet right here. Give me exactly 48 hours.
Okay, smoke.
So what I would like to do with this time, number one, start renting a flat monthly.
Okay.
Number two, check in on.
Okay. Well, first.
Okay. So we're going to the dome, right? Is that where we're headed?
That's what you said you wanted to do.
Yeah. What are you? You're just waiting around with
You
me,
said you needed me.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get that. That way, everybody's squared away where we're going. Oh, and I got the stone.
Right.
So I don't need
you
to
can
roll,
use,
right?
well, you can use it as a focus, and
Right.
you'll get there.
Right.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll go in the city.
So you've got 1 6th level spell.
Yes.
All right.
We're going
So you get there.
Okay. Prayerful battle.
Largo, as you see your allies disappear,
Yep.
You turn to head towards the gate that leads into the central hub of Solomon. Then
Yes, sir.
you're going to head to the eastern district where the Nasandwe family has their textile industry and
Yep.
stuff, and you can try to find them. And basically, as soon as you turn away from watching Mirok and Dakuta disappear, there is a little platinum-haired girl who's about the same height as you, standing right behind you, just staring at you with this sort of blank, kind of creepy, kind of weird vibe. You recognize her. This is the girl that Aelorn is supposed to be taking care of.
Yeah, I was like, whoo! You scared me, but it's very pleasant to see you.
I did 32 diplomacy.
Now, what's your name again? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude.
My name is Ludi.
Ludi. Well, it's very pleasant to see you. Ludia. Very pleasant to see you. Sorry, my hearing's going. I'm an old man. How old are you?
That's
5. Well, it's just lovely. Is anyone around?
pretty much always.
Okay.
And then I look around and I'm trying to make her laugh as I say this. I go,
Hey, Lorne.
She laughs and pats you on the chest, says you're funny, and then she pulls a flower, like a tiger lily, which is kind of large, and you're surprised you didn't notice it before. She just kind of pulls it up and sticks it somewhat painfully behind your ear, the stem kind of jabs into the side of your scalp a little bit. It's not careful, it's not gentle. It's
Yeah. Okay.
sticks it in there. And then she, seems to have had enough of this and skips away.
I muse about how probably very powerful that little girl is as I continue on to the Eastern District. But yeah, I want to rent a flat. I want to check in with my 2 man and woman servants and companions. And I lastly want to go into the main, the central wood, if the guards will allow me with my battle sword status. And I just want to, for like a day, just sit under a tree in this beautiful forest.
Okay. All right.
Swamp. I'm waiting for the swamp.
So we'll move through this a little bit.
Yeah.
You go to the Eastern District. They kind of mandate that a guard take you to House Nasandwe.
Okay.
Because you just showed up and you didn't pass through the proper.
Yeah.
Which there's enough information about you and the Roses to kind of. So you do end up going to speak to the prince and princess, and they kind of sort things out, point you in a direction of where you can put up.
Yeah.
And you get some basic back and forth about, if you want something nicer than this, then that's on you.
Yeah.
But if you're okay with this, then it's one of our properties and you can stay here as a member of the house.
Is it nice?
It's very nice.
Okay. Yeah. I'm perfectly
It's
happy
like-
with that.
It's a solid step up from the Cordessi estate.
So it's like a house.
It is.
Cottage.
It's sort of like a there's 4 separate units in a single building.
Yeah.
But they're all kind of separate, So it's like almost like a duplex.
Okay.
But it's nice. It's it's a second floor apartment. It's got a bedroom, sitting room, a kitchen, a pantry. Like, it's nice.
Cool.
And
Furnished.
it's cool. But like, and you get the impression when they say, if you need something better, like, they actually live in something of a palace.
Yeah.
This would be considered squalor to them.
Yeah.
But
It's
to
like a
you,
little
it's
house, little town.
it's a very nice. There is a little bit of like, you're thinking you might need a series of step stools,
Okay.
but
Well, that's fine. I purchase those. I go out and purchase some step tools. I also purchase a sign to put in the front yard. Do I have a little yard?
No, there's no yard. It's like you're in the what you call it, the trade district.
Okay. Yeah.
So it
it's
is.
kind of like a
It
bubble
is.
shop.
It's very city oriented here.
Okay. I'll put up a little sign, just like, with a little like nail right next to the door that says the Björnson Bungalow.
Okay.
I was thinking fondly of Uhtred. BJ UNSON Bungalow, the Björnson Bungalow.
I'm gonna put 2 dots over it.
Yeah. And then I,
Put some
continue on.
lots in there for good measure.
Yeah, I get a bunch of stools,
Mhm.
right? So maybe spend like 2 silver on stools.
Mhm.
And then I kind of go to see how my 2 attendants are.
Right. When you come back with the stools, there's a maid cleaning the apartment.
Okay.
And she informs you that the cook will be by this evening at
Okay.
6 p.m.
What is she wearing? And I ask her what does the cook intend on wearing?
She's wearing, servant attire.
Yeah.
But it's, the elven servant attire is a step up from human servant attire. Like, their clothing takes a month to make an article of clothing, and they're also much more graceful, and they just don't get as strenuous with their activities, so their clothing tends to last quite a bit longer. Also, she serves House Nasandwe. If she was wearing garbage, it would reflect poorly on the textile industry. So she's actually, the style of it is elven servant. The quality of the outfit is exceptional. The cook is probably going to be wearing much the same.
Is it colorful?
No.
I give her a couple
Cat on
gold.
the kitchen counter, or it was. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw
Right
it.
off the mic. Okay.
He doesn't eat human food. The other one will try to. He
All right.
doesn't.
So yeah, I give her 4 gold. And I
Uh-huh.
say 2 of this is for you, if you don't mind, and 2 of this is for the cook, if you wouldn't mind, and only if you wouldn't mind. I mean, no offense by this, but maybe something a little bit more colorful with some recipes.
That's like sexual harassment.
Might be an insult.
She cocks an eyebrow and she gives like a nearly imperceptible nod and leaves. And for future reference, she comes back wearing a flower wreath in her hair, but her outfit is exactly the same.
Okay, cool. That's perfectly acceptable. Like I said, like, no offense meant, just like maybe just like a little fun, little pizzazz. Right. I'm like, I'm the boss. I'm the boss that like really wants to be the fun guy, but it comes off as like
Creepy.
dude, like what, like
Yeah.
what?
Oh, have fun.
Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, I
Keep going full Michael Scott. Huh?
Yeah.
Smile for me.
I gallivant only in this one particular situation, but I don't know that I'm being any sort of weird. But yeah, I gallivant off and look for my attendants.
Okay. So I think it's
Just waving the straw.
It's even
Yeah.
funnier without sound for some reason.
so it doesn't. You do have to do a little bit of asking around and contacting different members of the house,
Yeah.
and then they inform you that they will send to
Lauren
and Lieutenant Salira,
Salira. Okay.
and they will come to you.
Okay.
And they do.
Cool. I just check in. I say, how are you doing? I ask because I'm forgetting that I never told them that I want them to train. I ask them how the training is going.
You really are that boss.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are soldiers in service to the house. They train every day when they're not actually, doing something important. So they like answer sort of confused why you would even ask, but good.
Wonderful. I really appreciate. I just really appreciate. Just everything and you and just what a nice time. This is where I reside in Solomon now. I won't be checking back so often, but this is kind of my place, just to let you know. And I just appreciate seeing you. And at some point, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to invite you on some adventures with my companions.
And at that tour, I was like, well, we are at your disposal.
Should I just like now? Am I?
Oh, you're free now. Over here. So I just moved.
He pulls out this list.
That is what being at your disposal connotates.
Okay, cool. So I say, okay, sweet. Well, let's. I take them out to dinner. I ask them what the fanciest restaurant is. I take them out to dinner, and then tomorrow I make them sit with me under a tree in the special forest all day before then returning to Aylorn's.
Okay. All right. So you say something about the fanciest restaurant, and they're like, the fanciest one you can get into would be this.
Cool.
And yeah, they explain to you that the southern district is for the nobles only.
Yeah.
And Taloran is technically a very low-end noble, and he's allowed in there, but Lieutenant Salira is not.
Yeah.
And you are not.
Yeah.
Because you are not Elven. So, but yeah, you end up going to the North District, and there is a fancy restaurant there that you can eat at.
How many gold?
50.
Okay, I can handle that. He goes. You see the check. He goes. but he just like tries to kind of hide that and pays for it, leaves a generous tip.
Why would you think tipping works in the fantasy world?
I just overpay. I just overpay for everything.
So between the dinner And the step stools and any other, and then the gold that you tip the. How much are we talking here total?
Total, we are talking about 57 gold pieces and 2 silver.
Okay. All right. The next day, you go and you said sit in a special what?
You know, the he will always want to call it the heartwood,
Okay.
but the wood where the treant lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't want us to I'm hoping in the back of my mind, I'm like, he'll come visit me, but I don't want to be presumptuous, so I'm just going to go to a nice tree and sit down all day and just kind of look like.
Okay. Well.
That's honestly a quicker meeting. You nailed it. That's exactly what it is. Expectant waiting.
Yeah.
You go, and there's a little bit of a fuss over like letting you in there. It's not a
For sure.
well, it's not a tourist thing. It's not to them it's it is in a lot of ways it is a heart. They don't just let people wander into
Totally.
what keeps their entire city alive, because their city is alive.
Yep.
But you petition, like there's a little bit of discussion, it's noted that you're responsible for helping the treant that exists in there, the Ant Lord. So they allow you entrance, but not Tellura and not Solera.
Okay. I fell into this wait around, but I'll be all day.
Okay. So you're sitting there waiting patiently. And as you are, I imagine you're sitting Indian style at the base of a tree, just kind of
Your cheeks hurt from smiling all day long, expecting
a sort of gnarled, twirled length of wooden shaft, just slices through the air and hits, it maybe an inch from where your ankles are crossing in front of you. And they're just suddenly, you can tell, you didn't see where it came from or whatever, but you can tell it just impacted. The sliver of wood came out of the sky and hit the ground in front of you. And then you following the angle of the shaft back to the location of origin, you see a small figure standing in a tree about 60, 70 feet away. And the figure hops out of the tree and with one arm, grabs onto the tree and just slides down the length of it. And as she walks closer to you, you realize it's Rosie.
Cool.
But one of her arms is now made out of wood.
Cooler.
What?
She's the summer soldier.
I cannot Largo freaks out with happiness. And I know she probably doesn't, but Largo's like asking if he can hug her, just
No, she's actually, pretty receptive.
Okay.
And she is, she wanted to, it was a joke. She wanted to start you.
Yeah.
But, she's happy to see you catch up, find out, what happened after the war, and that, the Roses are all still alive, the ones she cares about anyway. And then she does show you, she holds out her wooden hand and a bow actually sprouts out of it. And she can just create these wooden arrows and fire them. She said she went through some very intense rehabilitation with the Ant Lord.
Okay.
And he accepted her, and she has this new thing that she can do.
I start gushing about how we came upon this swamp and it was the negative influence of the dragon, and we talked with some nobles, but they don't live long enough to have the perspective that we wanted them to have. And I just start going, telling her about the heartwood and how exciting it is. And then I have this like light bulb moment. And I'm like, every good wood needs a guardian. And I just like single tear. Well, like I look at her just with pride.
She says, if I see an orc, I'm going to kill it.
I don't think that's a bad thing. It would just. I mean, we can talk about it.
Okay, understood.
She's like, it sounds like you want to make peace. I have no interest in that.
We want the wood to be like, hey, we want orcs to be afraid of it. I'm not going there.
Largo doesn't want.
Yeah, she's also like a swamp. Not really.
Let's talk about it. Can her arrows? The arrow she shot into the ground, is it just like a dead arrow? Is it like sprout? Does it become alive?
I mean, it's
exactly how it sounds. It comes right out of the air.
I mean, it looks like a wooden stick. The feathers are made out of what appears to be, like dried fall leaves. It doesn't like take root and sprout or anything.
Okay, and then I kind of pivot and I just like explain, like, I'm like, when you see the Ent Lord again, would you just tell him how I have no greater pride in my life so far than seeing those trees as they exist in that place of evil, because they bring so much light of goodness.
She's like, I'll try to express your feelings.
And I'm just like, at this point, like, like casual crying, it's just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you're in the co-op parking lot.
Yeah.
She's like the excitement of like running into somebody she knows and showing off the new shit she can do kind of wears thin really quick.
Yeah.
And she whistles and like an eagle swoops down that is like 6 feet tall, and she crawls on that and flies away.
Okay. Did I wait for 6-8 hours before that kind of happened, or?
I mean, you waited like 2 or 3 hours, and then getting back in touch with her and like sharing information and stuff was another hour and a half.
So I feel satisfied at this point, even though it wasn't all day. And at this point, I'm just kind of going out. I do have another task that Dakuta kind of reminded me of, which is just like trying to find a prospective guardian for the Heartwood. But I think I kind of like blew my load about talking about that like with Rosie, and maybe it's just something that I keep in mind, especially now that I have a lodging.
Okay.
There's also the lights.
That's true.
I'll say you bring it up with Taloran and Salira, and they, having much more connections and knowledge about Solomon, they offer to go and interview. There's, they can find some druids.
Okay.
Might not be the power level that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But they'll at least make an effort.
Yeah, I mentioned that power can grow, and then after I say that, I meet their eyes. Both like, as if like I'm reminding them that their power can grow as well. And then I say, what do you know about like a permanency daylight spell, or there's some sort of rune or ruby that I could hang in this in the Dakuta Dome? So I thought we were gonna make it slatted, but I guess not.
I mean, we can. It's just if it's open, someone can get it there.
Yeah.
Like if you gotta ask people in the Mysterium about that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just, if I can discuss with Abel.
We're rangers.
Yeah. Maybe I just roll back.
We don't even have spells yet.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's it.
We didn't put any points in the spellcraft or knowledge arcana.
That's what they say.
Survival, stealth, acrobatics, got you covered.
Well, then, yeah, they're going to stay in the city then for the moment, find a druid. I'm gonna see if I can speak to Alorn just kind of right at the end of the journey. But if I kind of roll back to the cottage, I'll probably roll back there like an hour and a half early and wait for my friends. If Alorn's there, I'd like to talk to him about like the situation with the trees and how to keep them well lit.
All right. So so that is your 2 days.
Yes.
Okay. And then Dakuta and Mirok, you head to Yalagar. And what are you doing there?
We're gonna finish sealing up the cobalt holes.
Good.
And the top, the dome, I guess. We sealing it or grating it?
I would probably seal it because I'm operating under the assumption Largo is going to bring back away and keep the trees alive, and also with the knowledge that I can always undo what I'm going to do, but I can't keep someone from getting in here. You know, so I'd rather just fully seal it right now.
And maybe someone out on the outside as well, or something.
So it's pretty sealed up because it's the two doors are trapped and there's a stone.
That's
wall.
true.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and seal up the cobalt holes. How many? I think there are 2 left.
There are 2 left. And let me get a knowledge engineering check as you're trying to do this so as to not smudge the writing on the walls.
Ooh, it's pretty cool. That's Uchi, you dumbass.
You'll probably do that.
24.
Okay, yeah. So you're fine. It takes 2 more castings because it's 2 separate places. How do you intend to do the hole in the roof?
How big is it?
Dome? It's big enough for the dragon to fly out of.
That's flying and go up with wall stone.
Yeah.
Getting up there, you feel like you're probably going to have to cast at least 2 walls of stone to like fill this in.
Okay.
And it's also going to be sort of careful work because it's going to be some more knowledge. If you do this wrong,
I imagine
you're just going to pull more of the roof down.
Well, yeah. What I'm thinking to do is I fly up there and I'm going to cast wall stone left, right, meeting, and then I'm going to pivot and do wall stone left, right, meeting. So there's kind of a pyramidish shape to the top of the dome.
It's not the top of the dome; it's a hole in the.
Oh, it's like in the side.
Yeah.
Okay. I was imagining like the.
So what you're trying to do is kind of make these arched to match the curvature of the, which takes a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll take 2.
Savoir faire.
Okay, I'll roll an engineering on that. Do I need to do anything before you're gonna cast fly on me?
No, I could. I'm gonna leave the walls.
Actually,
Stone to you.
Why I need to get up there?
Yeah, totally. I'll cast overland. Wait, is that?
No, that's personal.
fly. I'll cast fly. It's main tension.
Natural 20.
All right. So yeah, you get the curvature just right. Looking at it, you could probably use a stone shape to sort of more meld it into the, like, because when you make the stone wall, it's just a flat section of stone, but you could use a stone shape to better anchor it and then give it the brick face pattern that the rest of the dome has.
I do that.
If you
because Mirok
care
knows
about the
that-
aesthetics.
Mirok does care about that stuff. One more. Okay, so it's 3 castings total. Okay, cool.
And doing so does make the dome pitch black on the inside.
Cool.
There was nothing, no magical light in here at all.
Dragons have dark vision out to 120 feet. And there was a hole in the roof, so.
How much does it cost for permanency for just a light spell?
That's pretty cheap. Well, I mean, there's a spell called Continual Flame that costs 50 gold pieces. It costs a 50 gold piece ruby to make a light source that lasts forever.
Okay.
And the flame would be enough nourishment for the trees.
No.
That's a pretty big place, so I'm guessing I would do maybe like 3 of those.
I mean, it'll cast light as a torch. So I mean, it would be enough for you to like, and you could do it. You could cast it on like a lamp or something. It doesn't have to be a torch, but it sheds light like a torch, and you can cast it on a friggin' sphere or whatever. You can cast it on anything, and it'll just shed light like a torch permanently. I'm assuming you're Paragon surging this.
Yeah.
You need 50 gold pieces worth of gem dust. Do you have gems?
You have an emerald. From the dragon, or from the
No, not that one.
golem. You gave it to me.
Yeah, but we don't want to use that. It's magical.
It's not magical. It faded with the golem.
Yeah, the magic was drawing the magic out of the golem to create the effect. And once that magic is all gone,
Can't
it's
recharge
just a gem.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess I can use that.
There's probably about 100 gold pieces worth of gem
So
there, so you could make 2. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll put. I don't know how well the light would go in that. I would put one in the middle and one on something that's movable.
Well, in the middle is the teleport circle.
Okay, so there, somewhere in there,
Okay.
on the podium. That one shouldn't affect it, right?
Probably not a good idea to cast a permanent spell on a teleport.
Put it on a candlestick, and I'll set the candlestick in the middle.
All right. Okay.
And
Sure. I mean, but yeah, the room is about like, I don't know, 80 or 90 feet across. So you said it doesn't reach the edges.
Right, that's what I'm gonna put on things you can move around. Like this. I mean, I can cast light spells around, but just so we have 2 things at least.
Sure.
There is about 10 tons of rotting dragon.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a spell you can that takes the flesh off of.
So what your evil guy would do.
Decomposed corpse.
I could do that. After taking knickknacks and maybe some blood.
I
Yeah.
think
For
there's
bread.
much left. I think Uhtred kind of got in there.
Or the head's still there.
I don't know. Uhtred didn't Uhtred?
He didn't take the head.
Uhtred always takes the head.
But he didn't say.
You didn't. It's true. You didn't say it.
Uhtred always takes the head.
But he wasn't here in the session when.
Actually, Uhtred always takes the head, but in this case, this head was about 6 feet long.
Right.
He really didn't have a method of going anywhere with it. He did chop it off with the neck.
Yeah.
I
I would think
guarantee
we'd
that
keep the head over in the corner or something.
I think just leave it where we killed it. It's fucking cool.
It's kind
Kill
of.
that.
Yeah.
And how cool is this room? People come in. Wow, what a big dark room. Wow, look at these glowing magical trees. Oh, there's a dragon corpse over there. Really cool room.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want a decomposed corpse, it will strip all of the flesh and skin off.
Well,
the
since
corpse,
it's
and it-
the head is detached, I do it to the body.
okay. I mean, the head is still rotting. That's not
There's probably a spell for that, isn't there?
gentle repose. That's what you used on Juro.
Are you trying to keep the head intact?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's your thing. This whole the Dakota Dome, man. It's your thing.
Yeah. I just do the stone.
All right. There's also the pile of what's left of the clay golem.
That at least isn't stinking. I'm more worried about the stinking rotting. So we can keep all the bones. So I can decompose corpse. We got all the bones. Just shove those in the corner right now. Kind of shove stuff over. I can do some telekinesis, move stuff over nicely. I want to keep all the. I'm a hoarder of sorts. Keep all the clay. Shove it over in the corner.
Just the Dakota Dome over like the next 100 years. There's stuff just shoved into the corner.
Yeah.
All the
But in general, what did you have to do after you were done? Didn't you have to go somewhere as well?
I mean, Kyla, but we gotta go get him first.
Okay,
I'm in no
yeah.
rush. I was probably be like walking around, like seeing if I could turn over flagstones, see if there's like soil underneath, or if it's just rock work or something, anything.
Well, there is like that section of the floor where you created the pit,
Yeah.
and so like that kind of needs to be fixed, which I'm assuming Mira could probably make an effort to fix stuff.
I mean, do you give a shit? I mean, I'm imagining like, right, like an area that says this room that's like, there's no tile and there's just like bare earth, right?
No, you made like a several inch thick chunk of stone, and then it got pulled up, and like he picked it up. There's a divot that goes down almost a foot that he picked up out of the ground because the wall of stone you created went to the nearby stuff.
Yeah, we can even scoop the golem into there, no filler.
And that hole is like 15 feet in diameter. It's a massive blemish.
As much as I worship Mosin, I do worship one of the sub deities, Osha. So I go over there and I start working on fixing that.
Alright.
Cool. So like,
I mean, that's you just basically stone shape what was moved back into place. It takes like 2 or 3 stone shapes.
Right. So as far as the first 2 days go, because we're going to go back for Largo, we're going to be spending most time on that. Personally, what I'm going to be doing otherwise is maybe inventorying the thing, checking out the books. I'm also going to be worrying about this is what I'm going to be doing in the two week period besides TP Taxi after this. You know, reading books, reading spells, working on unseen cartographer.
Let's just do this
Okay.
because probably what I'm going to do is then there's going to be this whole thing with Murok and Largo and Kyla.
Right.
And I'd rather do things that aren't going to go to the end of that period of time.
Sounds good.
I'm just hanging out by the tree. Actually, no. Well, I'm in Draconic now, so I'd probably just walk around looking at Draconic and asking you questions.
You can probably be checking out the books too.
I'm not reading a single fucking book in this one. I read a book. Last time I read a book, it exploded my things. What language do you know?
Common, Elven, Sylvan, Dwarven, Goblin, Draconic, and Celestial.
We're gonna spend a lot of time talking. I spend 2 days talking with Dakota in Elven. Do I learn Elven?
You learn Elven in the first day.
I learned Elven the first day. I want to learn Sylvan from Mario. People have said someone else.
I would be very upset.
Oh,
Pretend if it wasn't.
Yeah, it's like when you like go to your dad. He's like, "Let me try your kayak for your first day." It's like, "Oh, I caught myself on the internet." Like, no, thank you.
You already know Goblin?
I don't know Goblin. I don't think I want to know Goblin. You said you had
Now
Celestial.
you're an enemy. Yes.
And what were the others? You have Dwarven, Draconic, Sylvan, Elven.
Goblin.
So yeah,
Celestial.
I mean, Celestial.
I just said it's nasty, dirty language, but you might want to know your enemy.
Celestial?
Goblin.
Oh,
You're not going to use Celestial a whole
yeah, no, you're not saying it. Celestial? Celestial spoken by like angels, right?
Yep.
I would learn that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Cool. Is that it? What?
Try act like you're Largo.
Just different, but not right.
Just something that Murok would probably realize is that Brick knows algorithmin, which is the planar language of the plane of order.
Oh.
And you know, the
many slots do
inevitables
you
and that
have?
kind of stuff.
I can learn another 11 languages.
God, plus
So I just learned 2, so I can learn another 9. There's 12 total. Not counting Orin and
Yeah, don't mark it on Uhtred.
I know, I figured it out. I'm just gonna move that.
Uhtred knows common, dwarven, and cursed dwarven. Or bad
And battle cry.
He apparently knows giant and Terran.
Yeah.
Good for him.
You guys can talk Terran together.
And then,
Who is that? Is that Uhtred?
yeah,
Oh, cool. We can do.
put your mic down.
Yeah, you're right.
That'll fix that.
Oh, hey, look there.
Sorry, I was snacking. I didn't want Anybody hear me chewing? I don't trust the mute button.
Understandable, dude. Cool.
So yeah, let me know when you want to learn rock talk.
What's the one you know?
The Terran, like Uhtred.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can
Elemental.
talk to Berg?
Berg, yeah. Berg definitely knows common or Terran.
You should get all the elements.
Yeah, and what if like I learned that all the rocks have just been stone shaping for years have feelings and emotions?
That's screaming at you.
Please, no, please stop.
More like, a wall.
They're all turning into pillars of Moses and are just so happy.
He's back!
So it's like they're all like, oh, I'm gonna become a wall.
I became a piece of floor that did a
I
gold.
was kind of hoping for a statue of a chick with big tits, but
I just have to look at the stat guy.
The mausoleum. Now I just have to look up the stat guy.
That's probably my finest work, although other dwarves did the facade. That was on me.
That's not true, really, though. Like, you did it.
What do you mean?
Didn't you fucking do the Vietnam memorial on there?
I did like the rough work. Then
Okay.
other dwarves came from Harlem and did like the finer.
Okay.
You know, the images.
Yeah.
on the outside.
Actually, in all reality, that probably hasn't been happened yet.
Well, you said I couldn't just stone shape the
I
facade.
know, I
Fuck it
know.
up.
I don't remember everything perfectly either. Near perfectly. Not perfect.
See, how many weeks? Yeah, it's only like, what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Those guys probably are just getting to the job site.
Yeah.
And
They
they're
have
just
to gather their materials.
putting a hat on guys.
Yeah, they're like
Show off
sitting
their
there,
parts.
chipping at the wall, and then like Largo goes like, shut it out of the side. Oh shit!
What's going on, Mark? Fucking know I'm just shut out of the wall, eh?
No.
What do you mean a gnome shut out of the wall and then Largo just appeared?
Hermie Gerd.
That gnome! All right. So for 2 days, you guys do some interior decorating
Yeah, pretty
and
much. And studying stuff. And just chumming around a little bit. Just drinking some wine.
That's true. It's the first time we've been by ourselves.
We get, maybe get a little nerdy.
I'll cast 1/2 Salon using the dragon's blood.
Just one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be into that. Like,
Yeah.
like the set.
By the end, we're gonna be like sitting on the dragon's head. Like, yeah.
Largo's gonna be like waiting with his little backpack, and you guys are late.
Actually, we're in a room with no sun and light. So it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
No sounds at the time.
Okay. Sundial say nothing. Oh shit, bro! It's the same. It's been.
it's the same it's been for.
Largo's just sitting on stuff.
My dad's are.
Anyone comes out, you okay?
Yeah, they're coming. Yeah, they're coming. Yeah. No, I'm
Sure.
fine. I'm really excited to hear about what they've been up to. I'm real excited.
You know, it's like, okay, bye.
Like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, do you want to roll 29 to teleport us back to Solomon?
20. I'm gonna go ahead and use one.
Okay.
24.
All right.
Very best.
I'm done.
I'm just limping.
I am just not a very good teleporter.
It's okay.
Not lately.
I haven't rolled above a 30 on that percentile today.
Mm-hmm. Happens all our nights.
There's a cat, probably, it sounds like hawking up a hairball.
Mm-hmm. I heard it too.
Yeah, chunky.
Probably Jake. Yeah.
I have ate probably like
This is a surprise.
4,000 calories in like 20 minutes, so I might start puking soon.
That's a lot, but that's about half of what I eat in a day.
I am starving.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. That's a parental sigh right there. Yeah. Oh, here comes the wad of towels.
Yeah.
So, Largo, are you still game for the Yanni baby carrying apparatus?
Yeah. You mean like the front carrier?
Yeah.
Yeah, like like the Grey Knights have this thing called a Dread Knight, a Nemesis Dread Knight, and people call it the baby carrier because he's just like a little dude, like right at the front piloting it. So yeah, like pilot you. I will try to I'll try to do, I'll say things like onward and to the right and to the left,
I think
I think it's because I can't help myself.
as long as you're not like baby Bjorned up and you're all the way cinched up to your crotch. Like if you're like in a little like standing front basket, I can see you doing that.
Yeah. I'm not like spread. Yeah, I'm not like a helpless baby. It's just like, yeah,
Sounds like
like,
a super cool commander.
I'm okay to be like strapped into a basket.
like a manly cockpit.
Yeah.
You call it it was a Grey Knight. What is it?
A Nemesis Dread Knight.
A Nemesis.
I'm just picturing though, if Yanni has to make a sudden movement, Largo's just kind of like getting like ragdolled around in it a little bit.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. I'm gonna send a picture to the group so Jake has some context.
So I'm thinking you got to have some sort of quick release though. If like worst case scenario, I get killed and you're just like strapped in. That's probably not ideal for you.
Yeah, so I think a basket.
You can jump out.
A basket attached to the front.
Reduce self dimension door. Yes. And every time like you have to dimension door with Yanni, you can just like reach up, like do like if you're gonna do like a fucking WWE move.
Yeah.
Like, whoop, just fucking.
The old RKO dimension door.
Yeah. Undertaker.
That's pretty cool. What is this from?
Warhammer 14,000.
Should have known it was Warhammer related. That's on me.
Okay. I have one.
So
That brings us back to. Yeah, no, that's fine.
So Scott rolled a 79 on teleport.
Yep, really high. Yeah, no, you're fine. You get to Aelorn's. You collect Largo.
did I learn about a light spell or did I forget? I'm totally okay with having forgotten.
You're not going to be able to take it back to this dark dome. You'll be very upset.
I would probably message Aelorn while I'm there and just ask if there's anything he wants to talk about before we go, since I'm here. I'm assuming no, but I think it'd be impolite not to ask.
So I'd message you like we've teleported. We're gonna walk up and knock on the sword. Like, okay.
No, I would probably message him.
Okay.
Sending, you mean?
No, I think it's a message, can it?
Because we rested, right? It's been.
I mean, if
Oh,
you're
well,
within
sure.
if you're within a couple hundred feet.
I assumed we would be, but
I think you need like line of sight, or at least you need to know where he is, where he needs to be on the
Okay,
same plane
well,
of
sending
existence
then.
as you are.
sure. Sending. I would say something like, I don't want to bother you. I'm back to pick up my friend. Is there anything you would like to talk about before we go? And I very much appreciate you lending us your courtyard.
He says, unless there is something of grave importance that you want to discuss with me, I have
Okay.
I have no immediate need.
I would spend another one just to say thank you.
Aw,
Mhm.
aw.
Okay. So that's 3 5th level spells for the day.
I look at you and say, I know Elven now, but I don't say it in Elven.
You just say it in common,
I say it, yeah, I say it in Elven.
and I say in common.
Do you still want to learn Sylvan?
Make a run. I'm gonna pull out my hand.
Defend you.
And then we start doing that.
So I think the headband already had Aquan and Orin in it, right?
Yep. Yeah, so it's 12 plus this 2.
Okay, cool. So now
Yeah, now where are we going?
We are going,
Are we going back to
You-
the Dakuta Dome?
if we
You
want,
guys don't.
do we have the light spell?
I forgot.
Dakuta, can you go find a light spell? We gotta go to Kyle. This kid's probably gonna die in like a week or two. We don't figure that out.
What level is daylight? And is that even wizard? Is that magic?
I think daylight.
is that
I think daylight's 5th level.
Well, I could do that.
I thought it was.
I'm willing to put money towards it.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a permanency thrown on there, which should be very expensive.
It is 3rd level cleric oracle. It's 3rd level sorcerer wizard.
Okay, and how much would that be? Permanency.
Am I allowed to just? Can I just think out loud for a moment? What if you just cast that permanently on your like clothes or some shit? Then are you just like emitting daylight all the time, no matter what?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Paladins do it.
If only we had one.
It's expensive.
If you ever met Gizmat Glory Rag, you would know that it's not always very pleasant to have.
Glory rag.
Yeah, that was the name of
Wow.
my gnome paladin.
Okay.
Yeah, but could you just like take it off and like put it in a handy haversack or something, and
That
then you're not
grosses
just like.
me out for reasons I don't even know.
Yeah, it sounds dirty, but then you think like, oh, it could be, but it also could not be. Yeah,
No, there's no world where I'm like, no, that's just glory rag. No.
Gizmat Glory Rag.
Yeah, it's not the Gizmat part that's the problem. It's
Yeah.
definitely the glory rag.
Yeah, it's something you find in one of those hotels you spend, you pay by the hour.
Why is this washcloth crusty?
But he was a hospitalier, and he thought he was like, like a fucking knight.
Yeah.
So he would go, he'd go like, come on, brethren, to the fight. And then just like one arrow. Or just be like, boom, and you just go. And he'd just be out, and they'd have to like wait until they needed him to heal them enough to like go like fucking open his mouth and pour a healing potion in, and then he'd get up and start healing everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 10,000.
Good lord.
You got that. I mean, we probably could get that. but-
Now here's the thing. That would be. I cast daylight on this thing. I cast permanency on this thing. It's done. Creating an orb that casts daylight as in the function of creating a magic item would be considerably less expensive, but you need to do it at a wondrous item workshop bench, which you have one back in
Right.
Pentarose, and it would take a couple of days.
Okay.
So like
do that.
this is
I'm
Cast two
taking you guys
spells
there
on
anyway, right?
Yeah.
Is that where you're?
We're going to Kylo, but after you drop us off, you can go to Penrose. You can work on that and hang out.
Okay.
with Rick.
Because you know
That-
want to hang out.
Yeah, it was like, it's like one of those things where you have a lot in common with somebody, but you really don't want to hang out with them kind of thing. I would do that. I
It's
would
like
do
when
that.
you go to any sporting event, you're like, I like this team too, and then this other guy behind you is like, ah, you're like, we like the same stuff, but
Yeah,
we don't.
you know, enough beers, I think maybe we'll be speaking something semblance.
You'll be like, hey man, can I use your table? And I'll be like, I guess.
1 second.
Yeah, I'll consider this a growing experience.
for you for sure.
Yeah.
And you got Bird there. He's an adult.
Where is himself? Klaus is there too.
At least once a day.
Is he there?
Yeah, he shows up because he likes to go. You know.
Oh, he shows up to eat Dilma. Yeah, he doesn't live there. He just shows up to
Bird's okay with it.
It's fine.
All right. So, all right.
I might even talk with him about the unseen cartographer. Maybe together we can work on something and on that. So yeah, we'll do that. Cool. Take you guys. I'll hang out there a little bit. I'll go back and be doing my thing too.
Cool.
How many days in are we? It's like third day.
Third day, I think.
Yeah, I think 3.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's almost like the mechs from Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. I would tell Dakuda where to teleport some Kyla. Have you been to Kyla?
I don't know how I.
When you were a kid.
Oh boy.
I'm going to describe a central fountain square.
I would do
Yeah.
do that, and I would like put my hand on him and do some scrying at the same time. Try and do that just to get a little better.
Okay.
I don't want these.
This is sweet. You're just using all the spells, all the utilities.
We just made you into our soccer mom.
This is the one. You're gonna get above a 30. I feel it.
I can feel it too. I thought I had like 90 something right off the bat. I was like, oh no, that's a 9.
Yeah, I thought so too.
60.
60.
Woo!
Nice. That I'm talking about already.
If I had a mic, I'd drop it.
If Yanni was there, he would be really impressed.
I'm going to feel so fucking cool coming back to my hometown like this. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't been back there.
I'd drop one of my dice, but I
That's
might put a
That's
dent
true.
on the floor.
So you scribe on a creature.
Creature? Is that what I did?
You can't scry on a place. You have to scry on a creature. The target of a scry is a creature.
Okay, well, I'll just stick with the 70 anyway. Yeah, let's just do it.
Go for it,
Or
60.
60. It's, I said 70 because it's on 70 now. But yeah. Let's play.
yeah, I described to you the fountain
was it?
square.
60.
60?
I'm out of dice. I'm out of action dice. It's going to be what it is.
I mean,
No,
those
no.
are good news.
You're fine. Yeah, you do appear in the fountain square.
Whoa, this is crazy to be here right now.
I know. Margo's like,
Give me one more percentile chance.
we have a small moment.
Yeah.
47.
Okay.
This dude's chopping his head off.
Oh, that place. Okay.
That really narrows it down.
Actually, it does. Is that? Oh no. Is that? I might be thinking of.
Yeah, like here.
That place where Uhtred chopped some guy's head off does not
Right.
narrow it down.
Right, that's true.
Like passes by. And
Was it outside of the bar?
It was
No, this
doors.
I think
is
I'm.
where the whole campaign started.
Okay, no, I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking of evil campaign actually.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. What is it?
No, then blow up.
Okay. So you're still kind of the same.
New York at the start of the campaign, super racist. New York now, not racist, but have you seen these statistics? Like that's the bottom. Like he still is a racist, but you feel like he has like valid. It's slowly crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
He respects gnomes to a degree.
As you should.
He thinks elves have value, but that they are up their own assholes. Whereas before he's like, oh, we should all die. It's fine. Do it worse.
Okay. So are you going to stick around with them or are you heading to Penrose?
I'll have what? Intros. Oh yeah, I guess I'll do that. Oh wait, what are you guys doing? I'd probably hang out for a little bit.
You want to hang out with fucking Mira and Petrie's, my parents? Because that's where we're going.
And I'll probably leave.
They're my old landlords.
Yeah, Landlords. Well, like a hotel. I don't know. Okay.
Something along those lines.
All right.
They're
So, yeah, you head back to Penrose to do some crafting. You guys head towards the Dwarven Quarter, which just outside the Dwarven Quarter is where Mirok's family had their place.
You have a good relationship with your parents, right?
Yeah, I would say Mirok is close with his mother. I think he's as close with his dwarven father as a dwarf son can be.
Yeah.
You know, it's a distant, cool, but respectful, but withholding relationship.
Mhm.
And then he has an uncle who I'm most close with him. He's like the cool uncle that Mirok could be the most authentically himself with.
And lives with, they're all family. They live together.
Yes, my uncle also lives there.
Okay, so we'll say, you know, given the situation, it's actually your uncle that owns the building,
Oh, I like that.
and that your parents, you know, are living there, paying rent to him, and part of, you know, them sort of facilitating and helping him out has been acting as landlords, you know, in the instance of Largo and other tenants. But yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's hey, we got room and board, and that's more like Mira is running that day to day, and then his father Petrus is more kind of slightly like doing a trading of goods with the people who are coming through there. That's kind of what I envision. Well, your guy comes in, he's like, I need 50 feet of rope hemp and like, you know, shit like that.
Yeah. So also to kind of flesh this out a little bit, yeah, a lot of what Mira had been doing is kind of maintaining the house, taking care of her uncle.
Oh, so he's my great uncle. Okay.
Yeah. And your father, you know, has worked several different jobs.
Yeah.
Trying to find a niche because, you know, being the ancestral chamber keeper is not something that's needed in Kylo.
Not a good transferable skill set.
But couple of things. One, going from job to job and eventually, you know, ending up working not necessarily at the forge, but working with the forge and doing some bookkeeping and like managing and you know, clerical work and that kind of stuff. But he got really into stoneball, which is like the dwarven version of American football.
This is the father.
The father.
Fuck yes.
Stone ball.
Which is, it's basically, it's very similar to a kind of a cross between football and soccer. You carry the ball, but the ball is like a 20 kilogram medicine ball made of stone.
You gonna be okay?
And it's like, it's a very brutal, very, you know, physically, you know, intense game, to the point where pretty much the only people who play it are dwarves and half-orcs.
Fuck yeah. Half-orcs, not, oh yeah, orcs wouldn't fucking be here.
Yeah. No, like, so there's like, and it was probably something that there was a distance between Mirok and his father, because Mirok is never going to play stoneball.
He's not strong.
And like, you know, Mirok remembers his father when Mirok was young being this very, you know, pious person, and just like over the years before you left, you know, earlier this year, like your father's just been getting ripped. Like really into this thing that you find kind of alien.
Awesome.
Well, you know, it was a major
Changes
life
happen.
change for him, and he's
Kid
adapted
leaves.
to his new surroundings.
Yeah, kid leaves the house, you know, he has like
Yeah, you just imagine like all
His
the
third-
archetypes of like the prodigal son and the dad withers while he's gone, and I come back and my dad's fucking jacked.
Well, I mean, this
he's
is
on his third
your
life
dad was
midlife
jacked
crisis.
before you left. It's,
Sure.
you know, we're just filling in some blanks right now.
Yeah, these are.
Great filler.
Something else that we haven't covered is your mother is most of the way through menopause, which dwarven menopause happens kind of early, comparatively speaking. You know, like dwarves generally are very fertile and, you know, create their families and
He doesn't
whatever.
really feel comfortable talking
Yeah,
about his mom like
this whole
this.
conversation, like I imagine we are just like aware of it.
Between the ages of 50 and 100.
Yeah.
But once they get into their 90s towards 100, like just the whole estrogen system shuts down.
Okay.
And that's when female dwarves grow their beards and they fill out. And the thing is, like post 100, they're all dwarves. There's no such thing as male dwarves and female dwarves. It's not a thing that they recognize. Once you're like, there's you know, procreation adulthood, which happens around age 50, and then there's like second adulthood for dwarves when all dwarves are the same. They all have beards. They're all like big and bulky and just, you know, and like that's real grown-upness. So like when you know,
Dad.
yeah, it really is sort of at once your mother hits that point where she has a full beard, you just refer to both your parents as parents, and referring to one as mother and father is kind of seen as gauche.
Right, because they're not that in that
They
phase
didn't.
anymore.
Yeah.
So like, that's cool.
But yeah,
Move
so
beyond
like
motherhood into ambiguity.
yeah, so it's just, you know, it fills in some of the blanks for that whole like,
Yeah.
you know, where are dwarven women? Where did they go? Like there are dwarven lasses, but there's no dwarven women.
It's just dwarves.
Does their style of dress change?
Oh yeah, they dress just like
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
like everything, like physically even, like the boobs kind of go away. They just get stockier, broader. They grow a beard. They become indistinguishable from men. Unless you,
I'm definitely gonna make an elderly dwarven character. If you ever do the one level thing.
Like gloomed.
yeah, pretty much the only. And some of them even do like make a variation change on their name to remove any sort of gender assignment to it. Mural. Some. You know, they're living in a human, you know, city, which would have harder times sort of reconciling. So there's probably some concessions that they're making here, but yeah, it hasn't come up yet. But now that you are actually going to see your mother, who is, you know, nearing 100 years old, you know, she's got a full beard, not quite as full, not quite as long as your father's, but she's getting there.
Cool. I don't explain that to any of you because you saw them. You know what the deal is.
Yeah, totally. I rented from them for months.
Yeah.
Do you have knowledge nature?
So this is what you would have got if you saw them go.
17.
Okay. You think that the one with the shorter beard is his mom.
Okay.
You're like you met them and you're like, not gonna ask.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. You know, everybody's different.
Bluff.
Okay. So and actually the fountain is a good ways from the Dwarven Quarter. So you guys take a nice long walk.
No, we were there, and then we were there. And now we're level fucking 12, dude.
And the direct path from one place to the other does bring you by Motorbond's school of arcane magic, which is where your father used to be headmaster.
Your father? We don't know that. Did you ever tell us that?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Just
You
because
saw
I
his
don't
father
much.
in purgatory, but that
Yeah.
didn't really get explained.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
I saw your guys hang out.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I spent a long time here before we even really knew each other. So.
I'm walking. As I'm walking down, I'm walking around something like I grew up here. You know, that kind of like I know shit. Like someone who like has lived in Nashville for like 8 years, talking to someone who's lived in Nashville for like 4 years. Like you kind of know the same information.
Yeah.
Well, it's like no, but like,
Okay, yeah, and I guess
I got 4 years.
kinda
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, this used to be this, and you're like, no, didn't it used to be this? Before that, it was this.
for that.
Yeah.
When I was-
sorry, it's before your time.
As someone who's
I was
lived in
before that.
Nashville for 8 years.
Exactly.
I remember Vincent's here.
I heard about that place.
Sick. Yeah, I've been there.
Oh, you've been there?
Have you been here that long?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have not been here that long. When I got here, everybody at Shotzi's was talking about Vincent's here.
Shame. Anyway,
Okay, so yes, you make it to your to the home you haven't seen in 300 plus days.
No. I think you hear me take a sharp, then I just push open the door.
I come behind you. I'm right behind you.
So you do that, and you walk in, and Mira is sort of sitting on a stool behind a counter, just relaxing and chilling. And she looks up and she says, "Oh, sir, we have. I mean, you just walked in there wearing adamantine full plate.
Oh yeah. I'm not.
Like you instantly kick off in a dwarven mind. This is one of the richest motherfuckers I've ever seen, and probably nobility."
Yeah, that's awesome.
She just goes into, we'd be happy to put you up here, but I think you.
I hold up a hand to stop her, and I take off my helmet, and I like give her a long.
Shake
Because
it
like
out,
you're
shake
just
it
not
out,
gonna like
like-
flex that all. I was like, you're
Right.
my mom. You're above me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't talk to me this way.
So yeah, it takes her like a moment of reconciliation between the son that she remembered and what she's seeing in front of her, and it probably gets a little bit uncomfortable for Largo, who's like,
I'm just
do
wondering.
you remember who your son is? But eventually, yeah, she
I imagine.
she hops off of the stool, comes over, grabs you by the shoulders, and just kind of like,
It's you, Peter. Like, fucking hook, just squishing my face.
But yeah, so just kind of taking you in, and then eventually comes in for the hug.
Great. I reciprocate. I love it.
well, you guys are so.
I asked her how
So
Dad's
squishy.
doing and how local beers is doing.
Uh,
How's the shop? Small talk, catching up.
How's the other one?
Like, stop that.
He's still dad. Like to me, I'm like, yeah, how's dad? Yeah, they're like, you're probably hearing me be like, how's the other?
Yeah.
You're not knowing how to translate shit.
yeah. So she says he's fine. Broke his leg again, but it's healed. He's fine. Uncle Beers is Uncle Beers.
That's all I noticed.
And then you hear from from the basement.
Hmm.
I hear you calling my name up there. What do you think you're doing? Don't you talk behind my back. Just because I'm hard of hearing doesn't mean this horn doesn't work.
Is that Uncle Beers? I don't think I ever got the pleasure.
You just said don't say his name. I look back at Mom and I'm like, give her a nod.
She's like, he waits at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah. Just sits there. To do what? Try to participate.
Okay.
Because he's like probably like 300 years old.
It's her uncle.
He's venerable.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to like do a whole Mirak Shears episode. But I
It's
catch up.
her great uncle.
It's her great uncle. Oh my God. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
been living in Kyla for over 200.
Yeah. I ask her all that stuff. I catch up. I shoot the shit. I introduce Largo. I go check in on
Yeah,
her.
it's like, Mira, it's nice to see you again.
She's like, yeah, 2 silver, 7 copper. But you're still outstanding balance.
I give her a gold. I give her a gold.
Okay.
Yeah, I give her a gold. And I go, I apologize for skipping out.
Yeah, I mean, I introduced the.
I'm assuming that not a lot, but you have sent letters.
Yeah, I don't think I ghosted my family. Like they're aware of what's going on. So I mentioned why we're in town, and I look at Largo and I bring up, they know who Uhtred is. I communicate with. I mentioned she has a daughter here in the orphanage by the name of Sifi, and I asked them. I mentioned hard times a lot. And I asked them like, can she stay here? Like, do you feel up to this task to have a dwarven child in this house?
Is there any gold being pushed on the table or anything?
My fucking mom, dude.
Yeah, I know, but you might want to help them out.
She says if you can, I mean, you are probably more than capable of paying for her room, board, and a nanny.
Yeah,
I assume.
but I agree. But I tell her, I'm like, but she's gonna need more than that. She's gonna need a sense of community. This is a dwarven child that's just been cast out.
She smacks you in the head.
Okay.
No, I was going to throw her under a rock and take her out every Sunday for a pat on the head.
Okay, so it's dwarven sarcasm.
I look at you and I'm mouthing. We're not sure if you can understand you, and I'm mouthing.
Yeah, I imagine you saying this in Sylvan.
Yeah.
So I'm picking up a little bit of it.
Yeah, she's like, I have to keep up the house and I have to take care of your uncle. I am not certain that I am up to the test of entirely taking care of a child as well. So I'm saying that we can facilitate this, but I would need additional help. So
Okay.
from, great lord of adamantine armor, I assume that you can afford the meter.
I started talking about how I didn't actually buy this, but I stopped talking before those words come out.
That's what I found.
Took it off a body that I.
No, it was different.
I acquired this in a dwarven tomb. I took it.
It was not taken from a body. Okay, and I do mention that there's
Putting the finest of beard hairs.
she knows I'm the mayor of Tarnholm. I mentioned the things going on there. And there is a dwarven girl there. I mentioned Bleda. She could be at home, but I don't want to put that on her at this stage of her life. She's not as equipped as you, Mom. And I mentioned Klaus and Pintarose. So I'm saying I'm happy to support these 2 children here in any way I can with nannies. And also, once they're of a reasonable age, they can help you out around here the same way I help you out around here. And you and Dad.
Wait, are you trying to throw Klaus into this?
Largo's trying to throw a class into this.
You might want to check with Klaus first.
Yeah, I don't know if I was gonna go. I was gonna.
Maybe you just ignore me. That's fine. I'm used to that.
I use the term dwarven children to refer to this individual. But yeah, I do mention, as she becomes older, she can help around here the same way I helped out. Even getting on in years, so help would be welcome. And I mean, look at Veers. I'm assuming the second I say Veers, I just feel like, serious.
Yeah. A little bit of that.
Yeah, so I mean, if she's like cool with that, and it's like a certain monthly sum of like, yeah, maybe like takes her out. Okay.
After a little bit of this conversation, you do hear, Mirak! Mirak, is that Mirak?
Yeah.
You just gonna stay up there this whole time?
No, Klaus. I'm gonna look at you. I'm like, less words are better. And I say it to you and Sylvan, and then I walk downstairs. So I'm like, hey, I'm leaving. You can talk a lot, but like, you know how when you talk a lot and I don't like it? This time's 10. And I go
Okay, so I'm just standing there.
I go downstairs and I talk and hang out with her for a bit.
Okay.
I say, I meet Mira's eyes and say, business good?
Yep.
That is not like,
Yep.
Yeah, no, when you actually come down, like, he doesn't yell, he talks to you normally, and he wants to, he has some specific questions based on some of the letters that you sent. He wants to know more about Tarnholm.
I tell him about how we're reclaiming dwarven glory, setting all things right that were once wrong in Tarnholm. I'm assuming I learned a lot of like dwarves are fucking awesome from my like bajillion-year-old great uncle.
Well, I mean, he's also a little bit tempered on some of that stuff because he's been living amongst humans for 200 years. He has some perspective.
I don't. I'm a young firebrand. Okay.
Yeah. Surprisingly, he's the one who like kind of pokes you about blood a bunch of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like poke him away. Oh, like nice young lady. I brush it off. No.
Yeah.
She's what? She's like 30, so she's the equivalent of like a dwarven like 6 or 17-year-old.
She's like 17, 18.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm 21.
I'll come back in 50 years and revisit that.
She'll be here too. We'll never find each other. Yeah, I catch him up, but like if we're good, then I think we would probably head off, unless there's something Veers wants to tell me. I do tell him about my armor and how I feel a connection to the ancestors and things like that, but unless there's anything specific with Veers, I think we should go to the orphanage.
I mean, he gives you a little bit of that, like, I always sense great things from you, and like he was kind of the one, like your mother and your father were a little bit like, oh God, what are we gonna do? He's blind. Like they were just worried for your future. They weren't like, oh God, he's a piece of shit, throw him out. They were just like,
I'm
oh
blind
no,
in a feudal society. It's not a good time.
But your uncle, had that sort of like, no, he's gonna do crazy, amazing things, and you feel like there's probably a bet that he won.
Cool. Cool. I come back upstairs, and I'm assuming the room is like this quiet.
oh, it's dead silent. Depending on what Dan says, there's.
I look at you and I go.
Yeah, just dead fucking.
I feel like to a dwarf, this is like coming upstairs like a lively conversation.
Yeah, you come upstairs and Mira is sitting back behind the counter, braiding her beard, and Largo's sitting there with a sketchbook.
I asked her to sit for me.
I'm cool with that. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna give it to your mother, and hopefully she like puts it up somewhere.
I don't know if dwarf would do that.
Give me a performance or a. I assume you're going to do a performance check.
Yeah.
You're not trained in it, so it's just a charisma check.
Yep.
I hope you don't offend her.
25.
25. Okay. So it's not, it's not a picture perfect portrait. It's a stylized version.
Yeah.
And with your social, intelligence, you go with very angular, very geometrical designs that you feel would appeal to a dwarf. And she does think it's nice.
No, the very few words, just like, Lisa.
Yeah. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Like, Mary is very.
She looks at it
I'm
like,
very proud of you.
and she nods and she takes it and she opens the drawer and she puts it in a drawer and she closes the drawer.
Cool. Sweet. I say nothing. I say nothing more.
That's a diplomacy. I say goodbye to Mom, and I say we'll be back later with a child, and we head out.
Yeah, soundly.
Yeah, you're say goodbye and you're about to walk out and she's like, you missed 3 birthdays.
3 birthdays. Son of a bitch. I say
You walk in wearing more money than your family has made in 3 generations.
as I'm walking out, I say, I'm gonna roll a bluff check.
So I did.
Not good. It's with a bluff of 22. I say, did I? And I walk out. I don't even know how the bluff goes. I'll be back later. We'll see.
Okay.
No, I think you need to get your mom some gifts. She'll be offended if you give her money.
She's a dwarf. I think she just wants money.
Okay.
Although if you got gifts, you got the best gift buying person with you.
I can fucking, yes. I can read everyone like a book, I think.
Does anyone in my family have like any casting ability? No. Okay, cool. Just want to check.
You remember your father trying really hard to like catch on to some like basic magic when you were younger, but he just didn't have the knack for it.
Makes sense.
I would think Yanni's screen is frozen, except I can see like a shadow of the fairy.
Yeah, we can pause on this and go to the infiltration unit. It's your call.
They're probably close to finishing it.
Guys,
let's
keep it up.
Yeah, let's switch gears real quick. Because honestly, let's just get a stealth check from Yanni and Bort, trying to stay low key. Garrod, lives here, so he knows like he's not going to raise eyebrows.
Neither's Bort with his 25 stealth.
That's
That's
low.
all?
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
Write it down. I beat out Board on a stealth check.
Or it's just like,
28.
Yeah.
Which probably
He's very flamboyant also at the moment.
So, and give me perception checks.
also not great.
I like this type.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, 25.
35.
Yeah,
Okay.
should die.
All right. So, Yanni, you're catching on to like you don't speak the language, but as far as like seeing what you're seeing, you see like shouting matches in the street with like people who are wearing one tribal icon versus another tribal icon, and it kind of like it goes on and then like a ring forms and 2 people come and fight each other and then it splits off and there's more shouting and then 2 different ones come together. Like it's all, you don't really understand the social aspect of this, but you can tell that there's a lot of tension. Other places you just see the anger and the there's just this really intense sensation in the air. It's thick with tension, thick with an amount of, uncertainty about what's coming next. Bort translates some of this as, that it is the tribes are trying to establish a new pecking order. Some of the most powerful tribes took some of the greatest casualties during the war. So now they have the reputation of a more powerful tribe, but they don't have the numbers or the force. So things are still, they're in the process of being resolved, but they're far from that place. And wandering around the settlement for a day or two, you can almost always hear or see a fight breaking out somewhere. And at one point you saw like 200 or 300 orcs in a full out brawl, just like wrecking buildings, which they're tents, a smithy was destroyed. But, there is not a significant, any amount of social order happening in this place whatsoever.
Jenkins should not be here.
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
He likes to punch orcs.
after about 2 or 3 days, just kind of trying to lay low. And once or twice, Bort kind of says, "Oh, that one recognized me," and then he disappears. And now, an orc comes running over and turns to you and Garog is like, and Garog's like, and you're like,
It's like, oh shit.
and then even after that, you're left alone with Garog. Garog still doesn't speak common. Garog only speaks Orcish.
Yanni, do you like Garrod?
I don't dislike Garog. It's one of those.
More than you used to at the moment.
But in these moments, you get a little bit, concerned about how this is going to play out, and then inevitably, after a minute or two, you hear from a tent, "Psst, buddy, hey, over here," and then it's just resumes. But yeah, it's a.
Recognize me.
It's just the image of just him sitting over a campfire being like, okay. And he's just gone.
But yeah, so you get the impression, and from what Bort translates for you as well, that there is still a lot of sorting out going on as far as, who's going to be in charge, some of the orcs are switching tribes as they see, grass being greener on the other side of the fence. And, and this is causing those orcs that, that switch, some of them end up getting killed by their previous brethren. It's quite a messy situation, and it doesn't look like they're in any condition to do negotiation with the human empire at the moment.
Do we see any remnants of Bort's clan, or were they all killed?
No, they were pretty much. Garog is all that's left.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was anybody left behind here.
Is he wearing a render's sigil?
Yeah.
No one accosts him about that.
Well, imagine we all are wearing it. I guess.
Yeah, I feel
Bort is mostly walking around with his cloak pulled up because he is a half orc. and he does not have a disguise. He is trying to play off being an orc, and every once in a while someone notices he's not. And there are not a lot of half-orcs in London.
Yeah.
So it is a pretty quick, like, that's a half-orc. Which half-orc is that? I don't know that half-orc. Wait, is that half-orc? And then,
Yes, it is.
so most of it is him just staying low-key and out of sight. But when he gets recognized, he
I don't know if you
usually
can do
just
that.
disappears.
I think it makes sense they wouldn't fuck with you guys because you're a clan of 2, basically. Like, they're trying to take power.
Yeah,
A clan of 2 is not.
you guys aren't threatening them.
Well,
Have you
I mean,
guys seen these things? You know, they're deadly.
Whoa.
hey, have you seen my parents? Okay, they're dead.
Is there a veterinarian around? Because those are some sick puppies.
Hold on to that one.
Everybody takes, oops. 4 points plus 1,
Yep.
5 maximum damage for that one.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, Bort and Yanni are kind of untouchable if they don't want to enter into fights.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's really not enough progress in Lund right now to say that anything is.
Do they have an exit plan?
Yeah, walk out.
Not yeah. That's about it. We didn't line up any kind of way to get out of there with you. So
Did they get a sense of like which clans are kind of like rising to the top? Which mice are turning that cream into butter?
Honestly, the thing is here that Bort and Garog can recognize like the names and Yanni could better understand the dynamics in the political dynamics and the combat dynamics. He's capable with both of those, but not having both of those aspects in a single person makes those distinctions extremely difficult. Like Yanni can't understand the nuances of what's happening in the conversations. He can only see what's happening in the conflict and he doesn't have like Bort trying to explain to him what is happening and like Bort is a very unreliable narrator.
Right.
So-
Yeah. So like, yeah. I mean, it's like one of them is blind and one of them is deaf.
Right.
Yeah.
One blind and the other can't see.
Basically. Yeah. Yeah. Yanni's like, oh, those guys are fighting, but he's like, he doesn't know who they are, what their motivations are.
Yeah. So they're really just not, and it is a lot of chaos. Something
You might get
else
something from the sigils though.
Something else that Yanni you're picking up on is probably half the population here are not in a clan.
So they're undecided.
Are clans fluid and tribes, or is like one? Because I imagine like a clan is like you're born into it, you know.
Clans have a higher station, and there's more rules and whatever. Tribes are much more fluid, and but both of them are things you can be born into. It's more or less like a clan kind of has a sort of noble air to it, whereas a tribe is more just like a mercenary band. And yeah, for Yanni, what you're getting from like half the population here just not being part of a clan, they're just kind of shit at fighting. Not all orcs are the best fighters, and some of them are just, are peons basically.
I would almost think that
Just walking around saying zug zug all the time. It's really fucking annoying.
if Forza would want to start Borton, like
I don't think we want.
I think
I know
now is
we
a
don't
bad
want to.
time.
I think so too, but I'm saying Bort.
Or it might starting some political
I don't think he would be sports.
Well, I was getting ready to ask if there was any way we could try to steer one clan if me and Bort could determine one that was better in some way for us. But I mean, there's probably a lot of information gap. So
I would think this is what you would want to do. You would want to say, what is the smooth way this would go? And then you find some divergent there, and that would be what Bort would do.
Yeah, I'm down to decide. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Then again, if it changes the narrative of the campaign, I think Ross. I don't know.
Needs to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just throw that in.
You've also got our plan for Daryl.
Yeah.
I just think that there's an amount of, capability that is present in two separate characters, but is not present in one character enough to really understand the political climate here, the socio-political climate here, and then make a plan to steer that. If one character had the background and competency of Bort with the knowledge and acumen of Yanni, they could do it. But the two of them, especially knowing the personalities of the two involved, I don't think they would effectively communicate enough to come to that
Yeah, but I
plan
think
together.
you need to also remember the Bort motto, don't confuse me with facts my mind is made up. No, continue on. I'm just saying.
So
We can't do that.
I kind of knew from the get-go here
Right.
that you guys were not going to find a lot of answers right now in Lund. Jenkins was pretty accurate in understanding that it's going to take them some time to sort out some of their shit and get tired of fighting before they can figure something else out.
It's just taking the temperature.
Okay, pros. We haven't been murdered horrifically, and we have confirmed that Lord Jenkins knows what he's talking about.
And probably maybe also shouldn't be a part of the negotiations, maybe even when they happen, just because this is fucking utter chaos.
I think our takeaway from this is we need to come back before the chaos ends. We need to get in while shit's still
Yeah, I think
swirling
so.
and make our moves then, and then Jenkins comes in into a situation we control.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We
I like
decided
that.
how it's.
I think we're in stem cell right now, and we need to create the organs we want out of it.
We're all stem cells.
Okay. So you don't, your exit strategy is basically just leaving, and it's about a week's travel back to Senton, and you did not specify a pickup location for teleport or whatever. So if you unless there is something else that you can think that you want to do sticking around past 3 days, and
I guess one thing I would ask Bort to ask Garog is the undecided population. Is there any way that Garog could win them over? Is there any
that Bort asks Garog. Garog says something back to Bort. Bort turns to you and he said, "The weaklings?
Yes.
They don't matter.
Okay.
They don't get if they don't have the strength to to push their opinion with power behind it, then no one listens to them."
Yeah, we could.
You guys going to the Dakuga dump?
You find the mini 6.
It's close.
How do they get in?
I would not want to go back there without the rest of the party.
That's probably a good point.
Yanni, do you think you would go back to Senton or you would go back to Garog's shelter in the swamp?
Well, we don't have any.
Garog shelter, aka the tree.
Yeah,
No,
it's a tree and a campfire.
I guess at
Oh,
some point
yeah.
we might wonder about that, and I might scry on them or something.
Yeah,
You were not. That's
You're
what I
busy
was-
making a ball of sunlight.
That's true.
I'm making a ball. I probably should make my dad.
Wasn't there some spell that kept us all connected, like mind link that Dakuda had?
It only works within like 100 feet.
Okay, so I'm probably a bit outside of that range. Yeah, I guess we just start walking to Sinton. I mean, I don't really see any other options other than sticking around here to get killed and found out. That seems like the only other.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll meet
Hey.
One of those is more rock and roll.
We know we're going to be in Sinton eventually. I mean, that's the place where we're going to have to be, to kind of debrief.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I don't know, at some point we might ask, what are those guys doing?
Yeah, you could send a sending spell.
Yeah, maybe after a week or so, I might check in on them or something.
It wouldn't be a whole week though, because they left from a closer point, so probably like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. I'll probably check on them after a bit.
Smash cut back to Kyla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So why don't we just do this? Roll 2d6, and that's how many days it takes for you to decide to check in on.
Dan, did I get numbers?
11?
Yeah.
Now I roll high. 11, yeah.
You completely forget about that.
Yeah,
guys. You've got other things to work on.
This
What was that?
Just like numbers, just total orcs, things like that. Just any military assets I need to keep in mind to relay.
It's pretty difficult. Because there still seems to be a jockeying of position and a change of like different locations, like sections of the town. Districts are being redrawn as like which clan, which tribe has control. So it's very but this is happening on the day-to-day basis. You're figuring that there's probably still around 2,000 to 3,000 combatants and maybe another 4,000 non-combatants in the settlement.
What about I don't know, like artillery or sniper towers? I'm just thinking of anything that could cause Jenkins a problem if he's coming in.
There are some towers on the perimeter of the settlement, but they are not manned.
Okay.
There's no guards on the wall. There is no effort to actually defend the settlement. It's more about the forces within the settlement vying for control. They're not going to spare one of their own to watch what's outside when they care more about the enemies that are across the street.
Holy shit. We should have just marched an army down here and just told them what we were going to do.
Merrick said.
That's what should have happened.
Okay.
Merrick said driving into the sea.
With like blood on his face right after he got out of the chariot.
Yeah. Now we drive them into the sea. On!
Okay, so any last
That was just the last couple things that came to mind. Sorry to jump back in there.
No, fair enough. Unfortunately, it is just an extremely chaotic place
Right.
without a lot of definitive intelligence to be gathered.
I consider it a miracle we even made it in and out.
You guys commit miracles on a weekly basis. So, back in Kyla.
We're heading to the orphanage.
We're gonna head to the orphanage. We're gonna get the little lady. Sifi. We're gonna be nice as fuck, and we're gonna be very kind. We're gonna buy her an ice cream and explain you we're taking you. It's a weird situation.
It was so fine.
It's a weird situation. How are we gonna handle it? I said, and they were just like, we're taking you now. Do we adopt her? I mean, is that like?
No, we're the most charismatic people in this group. I think so. We walk up to the orphanage.
Like we own the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming there's a matron. I'm not assuming there's a front desk because this isn't a hotel. But I'm assuming there's someone that we engage with, right?
Yeah. So It is an orphanage. It is dedicated to baby. It's not a full-on church or chapel like there is one in Penteros.
And that's the payout.
This one is there's no like priest or headmistress of baby that's like running this place. It actually is a cleric or a druid or something like that. It's more administrative, it's more of a mundane thing. But you do see shrines to baby around, and a couple of them are just like these statues of a child with butterfly wings.
Yeah, and baby, you might have said it's like a sub thing up and down. It's under like
No, she's equal level. She's
Yeah.
a sister.
Okay, all right.
The goddess of innocence.
Fascinating.
Margot notices these things. He appreciates the vibe of baby, but
Yeah. And then several of the other, shrines or some of the decor is just flowers, which is the holy symbol of Paon is a flower, or the holy symbol of baby is a flower. And you ask to speak to someone about a child that is there, and they kind of go through, one of the attendants gets one of the administrators, blah blah blah, and just to kind of cut to the chase on this one, she's been adopted.
Oh, shit. Okay. I inquire.
I might want to take this one.
Oh yeah, so what I'm gonna say is like I immediately like by whom, and then it's all you.
Can I roll a diplomacy check? Because I'm just
Okay. Oh, I mean,
this might not be
you know,
information that they're allowed to give out.
yeah, by whom is immediately answered with that's confidential.
I'm fuming.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
Can I roll a diplomacy?
Okay.
Not as good as it could be. 31.
So they say you make a compelling argument as to, this girl's very special, she's very important, blah, blah, blah. And the man you're speaking to says, well, if it makes you feel any better, she was adopted by a noble household as a companion to their daughter. She's being well taken care of.
Okay.
Get out of there. What are you doing?
I asked Glenn, I was like, when he said your daughter's working, I was like, what the fuck work is she doing? And he said, she's trying to be adopted by a rich house. And I was like, that's dumb. But apparently that's happening now.
So I just say, if her birth parents or one birth parent came to claim her, what do the laws say as far as that goes? Can he fight for custody?
As far as the laws go, the odds are against the birth parent because somehow this child ended up in an orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as I said, the family that adopted her is a noble house, and they have significant pull in the city. You'd be hard pressed to overturn something that they don't want you to overturn. If a parent showed up and that could be verified, then I feel like the parent would at least have a decent chance of being able to petition with the adopting parents.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if there's any
real legal standing that they would have to get the child back?
Did they display affection and love for the child? Will the child have a good life?
If that was not the case, we would not have let her go.
I look at Mirak with like a very frank, peaceful expression.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, I notice that you do not return my expression. And I'm silent.
He's gonna kill him.
No. I'm like,
This is about the child.
I know.
Child belongs to her father!
I killed him for sure. Knowledge, nobility. Roll 3d8. 7. So I'm rolling knowledge, nobility to be like, what? Because I'm from here. Like, what family has a daughter around her age? That's what I'm trying to think about right now.
That would be a knowledge local.
Oh, knowledge local?
Yeah.
Don't mind if I do.
That's a better thing for me, so I'll take that. Fucking 18, there we go, bud. Knowledge, nope, it's not there. I'm trained on it. So, 18 plus 7, so it's 25, plus another 7 is 32, plus another 3 is 35, plus a modifier is another 5, that's 40 of knowledge local. Where the fuck is this kid?
Okay.
You get all the Mentos.
Yeah.
Shiny Mentos.
All right.
Good job. I mean, we're worried about the child.
Brute forcing the shit out of this.
I need to know. This is the thing Mirak would need. It fits all the things he gives a shit about. It's his best friend's kid. It's about a dwarven child being protected and raised well.
Yeah.
Largo gets it. Largo gets it. He's with you. He's just worried that you're in it for the wrong reasons.
So
Let's see. By that project, I'm in it for the wrong reason.
yeah, so Largo and the administrator are kind of doing this back and forth where Largo's trying to schmooze and Mirak's just sitting there staring really hard at the edge of the desk and the veins are pulsing out of his head. Who is it? Who is it?
Just don't blurt it out.
Blurt it out. No, I'll do it.
I
just walk out. Okay.
Largo's gonna be like, very nice talking to you.
Bacteria. There is a dwarven family that you remember had a child, and they were lords in the Antlion Empire, and their name was Taluk, which is not a dwarven name. It's a human name. So you feel like there's probably some sort of an adoption that happened a generation or two ago.
These dwarves were adopted by humans, but now these dwarves are they're the house.
Well, it's probably a dwarf was adopted by a human and, received the noble title passed down as a formal adoption where he was recognized as the human's inheritor.
Okay.
And then he got married to another dwarf and, so now it's a dwarven house with a human name and they have a child that you think is in that range. There is also a count and countess, Demore. They have a young daughter that you are aware of for some fucking reason.
I grew up here. I'm 50 years old.
And for some reason, you kept track of which nobles had young children in the last 10 years.
Mirak is a political butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So I know of a dwarven house that has a daughter. I know of a human house to more.
you know of a dwarven house that has a young child.
Young child, okay.
You know that there is a count and countess that have a young daughter.
Grace. That's human.
Yeah, that's human.
And did you specifically say they wanted a companion for their daughter? When the guy said it?
He did say the companion for the companion for their young daughter.
Okay.
Not to butt in, but just I was excited that I knew.
Yeah, I was probably blacked out at that point.
Anger and fear.
Yeah, the second that she's been adopted, I should whoa.
Laura was like, "Okay, we can figure this out." And Mirak's just
Staring ahead. What?
All right, and then there is a sort of an eccentric half-elf noble, Baroness Aletheia, and from what you can recall, she had adopted several children. She had a husband, but the husband died a couple decades ago.
Okay. Mirak with that's perfect. Let me see, a 22 says thank you, and he walks out, and I start walking back to my parents' house.
I mean, I'm hot on your heels after like some like embarrassed, quickened goodbyes at the orphanage.
If you inquire as I'm walking, the only thing I will tell you is I'm gonna fucking kill Richard. That is the only thing I said. I just walk back to my house. I'm furious.
I am. Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy with Richard, and I'm interested in just making sure that this child is truly well taken care of and truly will get the best in this life. And then, as far as Largo's concerned, hands off. Let Richard know, and just be like, then who adopted her? Yes.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm down to find out. I'm just concerned about your anger.
Oh, it's royal. I go back to my parents' house and let them know the child won't be coming.
The child will not be coming. It's like, what happened? It's like, do not speak.
I go upstairs and I go to bed. That's my first day in Carlo.
I casually, with as little words as possible, and look around after you storm up to your room and I ask Mira, can I stay here too?
And she like opens up a ledger book and leans it over and like points out the prices for the rooms.
I give her another gold and take her.
Okay. It's an excellent twist. I like that.
Yeah, that is very good. It's good DMsmanship.
Yeah.
Are you, you said that there was something else you were looking for?
All I would do in Kylo is ask my parents if they could put me in contact with someone in Cass, and I would probably give my parents, as birthday gifts, a masterwork short sword, a pearl of power that I've never used, and one wand of cure light wounds, and then probably some gold.
Okay. All right.
You know, like you forget like a partner's birthday or something, you're just kind of like, here's a bunch of stuff that kind of covers all the bases. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me what lands.
Well, you were saying that there were, there was an individual that you were curious about posthumously.
Posthumous individual.
Or wait, no, you told me. You told me that there was
someone Kylo
I might have spilled the beans about
you, man.
Thisnelda. Our desires with Thisnelda. You want to get diamonds.
Oh, yes. If I can get.
I was really excited at lunch break like 2 days ago, and I kind of told Dan that we were.
Well, I was like, Mirak wants more diamonds?
I just want one.
You have one.
Well, it only works if they don't just die.
Yeah. Well, you're not powerful enough to cast a spell for if they died.
But I find a dude who is.
Aylor.
And I find a 3D printer. He's a dwarven army. Yeah, I mean, if we can get another diamond, or start that ball rolling, I'm heavily for that.
I try
You
to.
told him we're like full.
Kind of. Yeah. I don't think she's going to be interested in what we want her to do. Yeah.
I don't care. That's a secondary thing.
Okay.
The primary thing is the child.
Yeah. Totally.
Should we bring her back from death? I don't know. She's got an itch.
I would inquire just casually, maybe while Mirak is sulking, if I have any more time in Kyla. Just like kind of like begrudgingly and as nice and as non-creepy as I can. I want to figure out where she's buried.
Well, in that case, they're like, well, you need to go to the Dwarven Quarter and speak to the
Registrar or something.
speak to the priest at the Temple of Moses.
I go there.
We'll kind of spin this up and give me another diplomacy check because you are asking very nicely.
16 on the die. 41.
You get a sort of response like, "Are you a representative of the next of kin?" You're obviously not the next of kin.
Yes, I'm a representative of the next of kin. No reason to lie about it.
The priest that you're talking, you managed to talk to the head priest.
Yeah, I get it.
You managed to make a compelling argument.
I'm talking to the head priest of Mosin in the Dwarven district to figure out where she's buried. I'm in there.
All right. I'm just at home, just like curious. Listen to dwarf talk.
So the person you're talking to is Ordinator Hugh Stone.
Ordinator Houston.
And he calls in an orderly and whispers to the orderly. The orderly hurries out, and this is after he pulls out a large book and he's flipping through it, and it's, I guess, probably not too disturbing to you, but if there was a human or Bort in the room, he's just flipping through this book. It's 30-40 minutes, reading through all the entries.
Yeah.
It's taking a very long time.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm perfectly happy.
But he finds the entry he's looking for. He calls in an orderly.
Yeah.
He sends the orderly away, and he leans forward over the book and he says, "She died of a blood condition. It was something that, as far as I know, no one was capable of healing in her. She did not come to me directly. I did not attempt to help her myself. We know that she came of a noble clan in Cass, but she was cast out due to indiscretion. As such, without any specific accomplishments in her life, she did not secure a place in the catacombs. And as is tradition, she was cremated, and her ashes were used in the casting of a sword. And at about that, the orderly comes back with a sword.
I'm just sitting there, I'm like, trying to not like hide the fact, and I'm just like,
So he died, we cremated him, and your dad is now a magical boy in Germany.
So I got this fucking sword. Can I?
The orderly comes with a a sword in a wooden box. It is a dwarven short sword, and it's made. It's very nicely made. It's a masterwork sword. And the ordinator. You get a little bit of a their concept of cremate is they turned her body into charcoal and used it to create
totally makes sense.
And your culture, motherfucker.
Stop being so agreeable.
Yes, that makes sense.
Well, there was no one to pay for her funeral. She did not, secure a place of honor in a catacomb. She was cast out of the fact that she was of noble birth, secured as a sort of concession by the church to have her, her resting place be a something a work of art, something of value. Yeah.
Can I give you the sword?
Can I have it?
You talked your way into it.
Okay. So I can have her.
No.
Don't say that.
You have charcoal.
No, you got a sword.
Dan, on a mental level, this means we absolutely cannot bring her back. If she's been charcoalified.
She's
a true.
You have a focus.
A true resurrection will do it. The ninth level.
Oh god. So we need 2 more damage.
We need 8 of them.
Oh god.
No. Well, you need 25,000 gold pieces worth of diamond.
Yes.
And you need to be level 18.
We need 4 more diamonds.
This will be like the capstone of the campaign. Because I'm gonna fucking this.
I can't be mad at Utra for 8 more levels.
So
Just 6.
I say
Yeah.
thank you. I say, do you mind if I cast a simple spell in honor of the deceased?
He does go back to the entry in the ledger, and he says, "Who is the next of kin that you are representing?"
Yeah. And I say Uhtred, the son of Uhtred Houndson, but not with a lot of
he just
confidence.
fucking writes it.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
And then I ask, do you mind if I cast a simple spell in honor of the deceased?
With respect.
Yeah. I cast Silent Image, and a rose kind of appears in my hand. And I look at him like I'm kind of doing a magic. I'm like, it's like, and then I go and the rose kind of wilts, but then it turns into a diamond rose, and then I go, and then it disappears.
The paw really.
He slams this massive, book that's this thick, slams it shut, and says, "That'll be all."
Okay, cool. I thought we were having a moment. I say that, and then I.
Well, we got the mom. We didn't get the dog. Jesus Christ.
I thought that I made a beautiful display.
I like it, but the problem is I wasn't there.
It's like, what the fuck?
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go ahead and cross out the things in my inventory.
No, I appreciate you giving me a heads up because I was like, okay, what's gonna happen with that and that? All right, I gotta think of this before the session.
Turn her into a sword.
Largo's just like,
And you're carrying that, so you're basically like,
it's a short sword, but yeah.
It's like a great sword to you.
yeah. I'm gonna take.
It's over my encumbrance level. Like I'm kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're slow.
Do you tell me what it is?
Yeah, I tell you the whole thing, and then I demonstrate for you what I did with the rose thing. And I'm like, they didn't like it.
Tear.
Yeah.
Tear.
Yeah.
And I go, do you mind if I carry it? Okay.
I say, please.
So I'm gonna add to my,
I can't-
I'm gonna
I
add to my
can't.
inventory Uhtred's wife.
Parentheses, short sword.
Masterwork.
And
Maybe we just give it to Bort to sell.
shut up.
Jesus.
Yeah, so you tell him, so you were like, smart, you like, give it to America, and America's just like, that is right. He takes it and he shoots it. And then I go downstairs and I give my parents, I give
Them a short sword.
to my mother a pearl of power for being the powerful pearl of my life. That turned this grit into beauty. I give my father a masterwork short sword for showing me how to be a warrior at heart. Yeah, you see me, you don't know who.
I'm just like politely smiling.
And then I go to Veers and I give him my one of kill light wounds with 38 charges, and I say for when the youngins get out of hand, I give him a week and I hand him the wand. And then I give my mother
You can't use it.
100 gold pieces.
Damn.
You ate all the food and then you threw it up on my carpet.
I know, I drew a portrait of it.
I say that,
I
but then I don't look at either one.
Yeah. I was like, I think I drew a portrait of her.
Okay. My inventory is updated. Well, that's not how I thought that was gonna go.
Too bad. Glenn wasn't here for this one.
I know, I kept wondering, I was like, would it be a good thing if he was here or a bad thing if he was here?
I like how this session went.
Yeah. I think we wait for Dakota to come pick us up from the fountain, as we previously mentioned.
Yeah, we definitely saw.
What was the timetable?
2 days, same as before.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are coming back to the dome?
You're gonna come pick us up.
Okay.
It'll take us a long ass time to get back to the dome.
Okay, give me a spellcraft check.
Me?
You guys coming back to the dome?
Roll was 16,
Pretty cool.
38.
Okay. So you feel like this ought to take you 5 days, but with Brick helping and this clockwork contraption that seems to follow him around and help him with his projects, you do manage to knock this out in 2 days.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
It takes 2,000 gold pieces worth of, gold or components or whatever to.
I don't have 2,000.
There's 2,000 somewhere.
There is.
I assume that before you go to make a magic item.
There is. We got at least 2,778 gold pieces from the dragon hoard. And it was not made clear who picked that up, so I've been assuming that it is in the dome, if we want to play it that way.
I am pretty sure that Uhtred and Bork are in possession of. Actually, probably Uhtred is in possession.
Yeah.
Well, he's in Penrose. There you go.
Cool. So subtract that 2,000 and we did it, fam.
I mean, there was in that chest there was 7,195 gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said something like 2,000.
Well, pieces that were already gold.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't wrote down any split. I don't know if we did any.
I don't
We
think
did
it was.
not do
Right.
split, so I'm gonna subtract that 2,000 gold from the total,
Cool.
because this is a group thing we're trying to do.
Right.
And I feel as though going forward, we're at the level where we spend gold kind of, I think we should keep it together,
I think so,
like a
yeah.
band fund.
Good band. That's a good idea. Yeah.
It might make sense for you guys to each to have like a petty cash.
I've
to
got,
yourself.
I've got 692 gold pieces. I've also got like 40 platinum pieces clicking around in my pockets.
That's cool, man. That's cool. That's cool.
Maybe you do
My
like
mom definitely doesn't have more gold than me. That's all I'm saying.
maybe you do a percentage of group and then percentage split between.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I just think, yeah, we use it as a group thing, because that's how it ends up anyways, where it's like, oh, Uhtred needs this big fancy thing, and we all of us like throw money at it, because we're like, yeah, that's what the group needs. You know?
We can also talk about it with everybody and see what everybody's read is on it.
Yeah. And these guys aren't here, so their money's getting used to make a tree lamp.
Because for no other reason than Largo insists on it.
I'm into it too.
Yeah.
Like a stone case place that's verdant and beautiful. Fuck yeah.
Very cool.
Fuck you, son. I don't need you.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. After 2 days, you complete this item. It is kind of a pain in the ass. Like you have to like wrap it because it's a ball of sunlight, and holding it next to you sucks. It's like it's so bright when you close your eyes. It's still bright. It's like,
Yeah, that's fair.
As a gift, I am going to give Brick my book on flesh golem construction. I'm not giving the one, the thesis on half dragon. Flesh golem.
He takes the book. He flips through a couple of pages. He looks at you. He's like, "Are you sure?"
It's on you.
Thank you.
I'm looking for brick.
No
points.
takebacks.
Yeah. I'm looking for brick points.
That's
It's a
true.
good thing to have.
He inevitably will be the person in charge at the end of this game.
I have a feeling that Brick is like level 13.
I think Brick is actually the bad guy behind everything.
What level did Brick actually get? 7, right? Brick got to 7.
5.
5.
That was when. Yeah. That
You're
was,
still playing in the kitchen.
Yeah. He was great. He was fun to play.
I'm fairly.
Yeah,
If not 5, it was 4. It was
Okay.
not high level when
Oh, 4.
he left. Yeah. So you pick them up in Kyla. I'm not worried about the teleport percentage at this point. We've already.
Wait, what day are we on?
If it's been 2 more days, it's now 5 days. Because we agreed it was 3 when we teleported to Kylo.
Okay, yeah. So I did that. Okay,
So
gotcha.
you haven't thought of Bort and Yanni?
No, I haven't.
Another week.
I already rolled. I'm not gonna think about it till like the day before they get there.
And I'm gonna say you rolled that on behalf of all of us. We're just all caught up in it.
Oh, I got a lot of shit to unpack.
Yeah. I can just see, Mirok walking around and his hand rests on the hilt of the sword. He's like,
Just like a 1,000-yard stare.
Sorry.
It's all
It
good.
would-
I'm sure me and Bort are having a big time.
Yeah.
Emotionally, it would be like if I was like, oh, damn, I want to resettle the refuge from Dunmar over here. And you're just like, they're all dead now. You'd be like, oh, fuck. Like, that's what Mirok's been.
that was 6 levels ago.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
Get wandered out into the swamps.
Oh no. Well,
Did we get everything accomplished we wanted?
We did, I think, all of our metagame stuff.
Pretty much.
Wow.
I mean, we should probably go pick up.
I wouldn't say you got everything accomplished that you wanted.
Well, you know,
We rode the small ride.
we checked off all the boxes for good or bad.
Yeah.
How did my parents feel about my birthday gifts?
They liked, I mean, you know, you got the impression that your mother really wasn't expecting you to go all out.
Fuck you, Mom.
But yeah, it's one of those where, you know, she might have just been teasing to tease.
Mira does not do teasing well. I'm okay with that amount of.
But I mean, they were all very appreciative of the gifts, and you were surprised to see that Piers actually could operate the wand.
Damn.
Little baby dog. He's always got tricks up the
He's
sleeves.
like 400.
Like a Bajillion, yeah. He's older than you.
He is older than me. That's the first person I've met in a very, very long time.
Yeah, he uses it on himself, and you can hear like a.
No,
It's like
cartilage loosening.
that did need to get fixed.
Those are really good gifts.
Good for you, old man. Yeah, I wish I used the full power more, but I don't use my first level spells enough. I use my third level spells the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she's a sword now.
Ow! Why are you fighting me?
Do we tell him? I'm not going to tell him. That man is obsessed with loot. Do you think we're going to tell him, hey, this loot on my back is your dead wife?
Yes.
I think we tell him.
I'm not going to tell him.
I'll tell him.
I'm furious at him.
I'll tell him.
If he tries to take the sword, I'll fucking kill him.
I'll tell him. I'm gonna tell him everything.
She wants to be close to your heart.
I'm gonna tell him everything because we told him that.
That's true. We did tell him, hey, we're going to move your kid.
Yeah. Like we're just
But
like,
dude,
hey,
like-
your dead lover is a sword and the kid's gone.
But like, on sidebar, Merrick Dog is like, what if he doesn't ask? Like, let's not tell him and just see how long it takes for him to ask.
Because it'll gauge how much he actually gives a fuck about his daughter. I'm okay with that.
And like,
But
on a meta
We
level,
have to have a deadline. We have to let him know, but we'll allow him the chance to bring it up first. We'll give him a couple days.
okay, that's fair.
The first flaw in your logic is expecting the best out of people.
Yeah, I think 2 days. 2 days being back together. And after 2 days, if he doesn't mention it, we'll be like, hey, your dead lover's a sword and the child has been
The
adopted.
sword's not an issue. His child might be raised by a woman named Alfalfa. An elf.
Alpha.
He's a half elf.
It's too much elf. Again, you're before you met.
Right.
He's now like a 7 out of 10. He was like, yeah, half elf stuff. The Dakotas do that.
I have half elf friends.
I have half elf friends to be fine. They love me.
But they're the kind of half elves that pull themselves up by their own bootstraps.
You know what I mean? They're not living in cities made out of living organic tissue. Like a normal structure.
They live in stone houses.
Stone. Good salt of the earth stone houses. Thanks for saying, Dan, that Mirak would definitely know to lay the dead body of an Oni Goliath on a bed of salt. Because Aaron did not know he would do that. So.
But it's still kind of gnarly in there.
We can go hang out. He's probably got other cool shit we can sell. Really go back.
Once you got the hat, you're like,
murder.
I don't think that like there was a function to getting that hat, but I don't think that Mirak, especially given his family history, would be of course thrilled about grave robbing.
Where'd you get that?
I didn't loot it. I stopped looting at Dunbar and I resettled everyone.
Where'd that armor come from?
I killed a gigantic wind monster that you were incapable of killing.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that big fucker. I kind of silence on him so he couldn't hurt us. And then we all wail on him so he was dead.
That was the assassin.
And now, did I loot armor in the room immediately before that room? Maybe.
But in my defense, I was wearing the same armor that's his one.
All right, so
Oh, I deeply do.
what do you do when you pick up Mirok and Largo? Where are you taking them?
I would think you have your orb, and we give a shit about what's going on with the Dakota Domes. I think we would actually go to Dakota
We can go to the Dakota Dome, and then if you guys want to go somewhere else, like the next day, even for whatever, that's fine. But I would mostly be staying around there. And on the off time, I'd be wanting to go out. You might want to even go, like flying and invisible, checking out rooms.
I would love to.
off time.
I'd love to.
And that makes sense why you'd forget about those guys, because you guys are just like, woo!
Yeah.
To the ruins.
I would totally. Yeah.
Okay, so for the sake of simplicity, I will say that you guys kind of backtrack to at least get a solid idea of the places that you've already been before you start trying to venture out into new areas.
One of those places was close to one of the teleportation circles, right?
Right. One of the room directly outside that you were in before you came in, you skirted a section of it, and you're fairly certain that the
We can see like 70 feet now,
Nice.
or at least that's what last time checked.
so
Check out what I just invented.
Mega sword,
It's like a double pen.
Voltron pen.
Yeah.
so put it here.
$5.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. The pencil isn't super clear. But you guys came in through here. That is a horrible arrow. I'm ashamed. This was the pool. This was the pool where there was the Dracodile, then that was the promenade. And you came into this area but did not explore the whole area, and that was where you ran into Bort's second torture victim.
Oh yeah, Todd. Good dude.
And then this was the area where there was the command building and the barracks building.
Damn, this is big.
And then this is the area that had all of the trees and the acid tanks with the experimental victims. And then this was the Golem production facility in this room. And you came into this room and then immediately went into the Dragon's Lair, but one of the teleportation circles, you're pretty sure was right there.
We still got a lot of room left.
Yeah, at least like 2/3.
Hey, Dan, where was the Dracaconda? Is that what that thing was? Where was that at?
That was in this area.
That was okay.
You're kind of
Don't go over there. That thing hurt.
That's the first place
That
I've ever
was
got.
probably one of the worst fights for you.
That's the first place I've ever got swallowed.
Yep, I got hurted on that one.
Getting swallowed sucks.
All right.
So,
is there-
the prom? You know what I'm saying?
So we're there, and what day is it? Is it day 5?
Yeah, day 5.
So what you guys think? We got 10 days or so.
I say I'll fly around with you. What do you want to do?
I can't fly.
Just come on.
You can fly. We can invisible and fly you.
You can fly with me. We can all 3 fly.
all 3 of us.
Let's all 3 fly with whole hands.
Yeah, okay. Like a. Aw.
Like
It's really cute.
what is that? What am I thinking of? Oh, like in vampire TV show, What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh
The
yeah.
vampire flashes Guillermo. It's like, look, Guillermo, you're flying. I was like, wow. Like that's great.
Okay.
Like you drop him. So
Okay. Have I made? It's probably too early. I probably have not made any progress on unseen cartographer.
You haven't even started.
what is that? I keep saying that phrase. What is
It's
unseen?
like unseen servant, but cartographer. Something that could make maps for us as we're going through dungeons or such.
Ah.
As
Is
a
that a
spell.
spell that you're making up? That is very good.
Or even a magic item that could do such
So-
a thing.
Like
It's in my head.
from a
Yeah.
logical starting point for me, I would assume that you would use the teleportation circle to go back out to the nearest place outside
Sounds good.
and finish this area.
Mhm.
So you do that, and I'd like you to give me.
Can I roll some? I feel bad that Yanni is. Can we roll something that maybe we got him? I already rolled. I rolled badly. I'm sorry.
Guys, it's okay. It's
Okay.
okay. I'm having some.
This is the
quality
price you
time.
pay for splitting the party.
I know. Also,
Especially Marshall Caster. Marshall's like, well, we're walking.
All right. So you guys want to?
so we're going to be trying to be. We talked about this. We don't want to disturb too much. We want to fly. We want to be invisible, and we both be detecting magic. I'm sure.
Yes.
For anything that's sticking out of interest.
I'll even do arcane sight.
Give me perception checks.
Goodness.
36.
11.
All right. So going around Dakuta, you notice a faint magic aura inside one of these buildings. They seem to have a very similar structure and design to the command buildings that you found, like the armoire and some other stuff in before. And going in, you realize it's faint because it's buried under a collapsed roof. But yeah, so there is something magical. It's under some debris.
Okay, so I'm like, should we just mark this on the map and continue on or investigate at the moment?
I think I think it's a good point to mark something on the map that is interesting and come back to it.
I like
and try to.
I kind of like
get
that
everywhere
idea.
first.
I kind of like the idea of mapping as much as you can, mark points of interest, get the party if we're interested,
Yep. Come
and
back.
hit all these spots.
I like that.
So we want to be as quiet as possible. We're a bunch of casters and we know it. Well,
I'm a caster.
yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm just sitting here. I could just feel like most of that thing is.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna cast or mark points of interest.
Okay.
And continue on so we can get a good mapping.
There is an exit here. But I will go ahead and that you do. Let me make sure that this actually. Okay. There's a magic item there.
All right. So we've
Or
got
magic aura.
9 days. As much as you want to do this, I think that's what we're gonna do. Keeping an eye out for dozens in their layers and or magic items and mapping. Trying not to disturb as much as possible. And trying to find our environment. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to collect any of these magic items that might actually be
Well, I mean,
helpful
if-
or protective for anything you might run into. down the line.
Correct.
I mean, why would she
Leave all the treasure in the ground.
Yes. Until Uhtred is here to dig it out.
What is that?
I don't know. I mean, we could talk about this on our own. Well,
Yeah, we can start a text thing. I do need to go.
Okay.
Or I will, not because, I mean, I'm leaning over the map, I'm interested, but I will fall asleep.
Yeah, no, I at least had prepared for that room.
Yeah.
Because I figured that was the first thing that was going to happen. So I at least wanted to like
Okay.
touch on it. And if you guys don't want to go any further with it, that's fine.
I think we made great progress.
I think we did too. We now know what swords, that some swords have very special meanings. That's what I got out of it.
I think we did all of the stuff that Ross and Glenn would be bored by.
Yeah. This was definitely a deep dive into dwarven culture and heritage.
Dude, I could have spent a whole. That's why I was like, we should stop. So I could have spent a whole session of just like Mira talking to his parents. You're saying you said stone balls. Like I want to know.
I want to know who is there. Like, what are the names of the positions?
So I was a little
We got a
heartbroken that
granite
Yanni
back
didn't get
still,
to see that game.
What's that?
I said I was a little heartbroken that Yanni didn't get to see that game. I feel like he would have just been like, all right, let's do this. Let me.
Yeah, let's fucking play
Too
it.
many games.
I immediately want to like play a game of stone balls to show my old man I can do it.
Just get like hurt, but it's okay because you feel yourself.
Yeah, like I'm just getting wail on the whole time. So kill it.
And he's just like, wow, my son is Brazilian.
Look at that,